Get everything you thought you knew, you have been lied to. Used, turned into a machine whose only use is repeating political talking points that do not serve you. Voting for politicians that don't care about you and promoting division in a nation that needs unity. America is an empire, and like all other empires, it rose and inevitably will fall. Most people assume America will last forever, but there is no evidence to support that thought. There is evidence to show that the chance of us surviving is a lot slimmer than the chance of us existing for another 250 years. Your mind is broken. Andrew Tate famously said when asked about the easiest way to accomplish physical goals. He said this to convey the truth that anything that is valuable is difficult to achieve, but worth it. The mind of America is broken. The older generations have turned selfish, the younger generations feel contempt, the middle generations are lost, and the middle class has disappeared. $100,000 a year was once a respectable salary, a goal for most. Now it is not enough to qualify for a mortgage. Boomers have made home prices so unaffordable that Gen Z has stopped even thinking about it as an obtainable goal. Blackstone and other private equity companies have been investing in the single-family home market for years now, and we are starting to see the impacts of this in our country. Rents and mortgages have skyrocketed, which has halted home sales. The actions of the boomers and the private equity companies has left an entire generation behind. Older generations don't understand our generation at all. They think we don't work and don't study like them because we are lazy, when in reality our school systems are harder and less rewarding than ever before, and working accomplishes nothing more than survival for most. My grandfather bought his first house for the equivalent of 10 chickens. He worked barely minimum wage and was able to provide for himself, my grandmother, and 3 children. Over time, he made more and became more successful, but his path to success would be impossible in today's day and age. If he worked minimum wage today for 40 hours a week, that would be $290 a week before tax, $1160 a month, or a little less than $14,000 a year. If that was your salary today, you would be homeless and relying on government benefits to survive. If you save 20% of each paycheck to save for a home, it would take you over 10 years to save up for a down payment, and you wouldn't even get accepted for a mortgage. The idea of owning a home and raising a family in it is the real American dream, and it is dead. Your average high schooler will be told 1,000 times before graduation that if they do not get into a good college and get good grades, that their life will be impossible. We send our youth to universities across America, and the kids who choose to not go seem to be far ahead of the students in life. There are about 5 college majors that are worth it and have a solid return on your investment. And when you look at the most popular college majors, they are some of the least profitable majors with little to no job opportunities. Another stat is that over 50% of people end up getting a job in a field they didn't even study for. So people are taking out student loans with incredibly high interest rates to end up not even using their degrees. 90% of the degrees are essentially worthless, and with the looming threat of AI, robotics, and labor shortages, the other 10% could be on the chopping block soon. This is our reality. We are a generation completely left behind, stripped of our futures before they even start, forced to work to survive but never thrive. The boomer mind cannot comprehend why our minds are the way they are. They can't understand why we feel contempt. They grew up in a world where you meet someone in your town, married them, bought a home, and started a family. For us, we try and meet girls on dating apps and social media, but unless you're 6'5" or crypto rich, you're probably not dating much, because social media and access to dating worldwide has ruined it for everybody. Your average man stands little to no chance. How does an average office worker who goes to his local bar on the weekends compete with Saudi oil kings and offers to fly girls out to yachts every month in Miami? He doesn't stand a chance, and even if he does find a woman, most men I know have completely given up on the idea of finding a wife because dating has just become a humiliation ritual for them. Women want men to act like men but refuse to act like women. They expect a man to lead but are unwilling to follow. We live in the most sexualized generation to ever live. Kids are first seeing pornography at about 10 years old and having sex by 14. Women are taught that modesty is prison and sexual promiscuity is freedom. The feminist movement created figures like Bonnie Blue and started the rise in OnlyFans. And a woman will try and gaslight a man into thinking her posting her bare ass cheeks on Instagram is normal. This has made dating a humiliation ritual. Women once respected themselves, but now they choose to keep their private parts in public. Women now sexualize themselves for money and complain about how sexualized they are. Women are a massive part of the problem. The female mind was not meant to lead. females are trying to girl boss their way through life instead of finding a man to lead, protect, and provide. This has led to the collapse of marriage and birth rates. Men don't want to settle. Being a woman is easy. You have value just for existing. Even a fat woman will get attention from black guys. Most men don't have that. You need to earn your value as a man through work and determination. And no man of value wants to settle for some girl boss who has had sex with over a dozen guys she doesn't even know. For men, you work and save with the idea of having what your ancestors had before you, only to realize that it is not an obtainable goal anymore. You won't find a woman like your grandma because they don't exist anymore. Your grandma was taught recipes and modesty by her mother. Your girlfriend was taught how to cheat and not get caught by call her daddy. The generational divide is incomprehensible for older generations. They assume things are more or less similar to how they experience it and don't care to learn about the challenges our generation has faced. If you are a 26-year-old like me, you have been alive for 9/11, the housing crash, the Patriot Act, COVID, war on terror, rise in social media, AI, processed foods, rise in microplastic use, school shootings multiple times a year, and cancel culture. This is a difficult stretch of time to grow up in and still have faith in the country. My generation has been put under a microscope. Every action you take is recorded forever. Our devices track us, the companies sell the data, and our private lives have become all too public. Little about your mind is organic like previous generations. Our mind are altered by subliminal messaging, pushed propaganda one TikTok at a time. The reason you think the way you do is the outcome of thousands of hours of social conditioning from social media algorithms designed to turn you into a slave to the system. Vote Democrat, vote Republican, no kings, abortion is healthcare. This is the mind of a slave, the mind of someone without the ability to create thoughts for themselves. When you lose the ability to think for yourself, that is the start of your own demise. Free your mind, create the realities they talk about, don't live in theirs. Don't be a slave to the system, hack it, manipulate it in your favor. We can't snap our fingers and change the world we live in, but we can take control of it, dismantle it, and create a system that fights for us, not for them. Be proud to be white. The American education system is a joke. It's no longer education, it is indoctrination. We send our kids to schools to become mindless zombies, compliant in a system that doesn't even like them. You are taught about the Holocaust and slavery, followed by the KKK and Jim Crow, and everything is taught in a way to deter you from being proud of who you are, to stop you from understanding your ancestors, to halt a true educational journey to persuade you to pursue an interest in a narrative that inevitably leads to your own demise. We grew up in an era of Black Lives Matter and reparations. White lives have been treated like villains in the society that we built, told their voices are less than, silenced, mocked, and shamed. But this is exactly what the school system set up from the start. They taught you that if you are white and proud, you will inevitably become a Nazi or a Klansman. They taught you that every culture is beautiful and has things to offer, but when they talk about white culture, it is colonialism, rape, and school shootings. If you are white, your application is put on the bottom for jobs and for colleges. You automatically have white privilege no matter your real circumstances. And want to know the best part of it all? White women have been some of the biggest voices behind attempting to silence white men and promoting multiculturalism. Instead of white women being proud of their heritage, they mock it. They feel ashamed. The female mind is an emotional labyrinth. It's a maze no one has figured out how to navigate, but the volatility of emotions has led to depression, self-hate, and cultural self-rejection. We live in a period of time with the most oppressed group of women to ever exist. Over 50% of women under 30 are on some form of antidepressant medication, altering their minds and critical thinking skills, dulling their emotions, turning them into mindless bastards. What's the best way to convince an entire race that they should not be proud of who they are and they should celebrate the idea of their own race going extinct? Get everyone jacked up on antidepressants and take away their ability to think for themselves. This is exactly what has happened to us. We've been enslaved. White women vote for the policies that expedite white replacement in America and refuse to procreate with anyone that can't convince to join their cause. The pussy-deprived men will join the woman's fight in creating their own destruction. It's like the creation of artificial intelligence. We as humans created something that will destroy us all inevitably. White women have created and promoted a cause that supports their own demise, and they do it all under the disguise of inclusivity, positivity, and emotions. Kanye West had his entire life ruined over statements he made using his First Amendment rights. He became critical of Jewish supremacists and the Black Lives Matter movement. One famous picture everyone has seen is the picture of Candace Owens and Kanye West wearing White Lives Matter shirts. The statement caused chaos, confusion, and retribution within the media. Famous radio hosts like Charlemagne at The Breakfast Club said in a radio segment, "A statement like White Lives Matter should never be tolerated, and any statement about which lives matter that doesn't include black people is a direct act of prejudice and racism." He condemned Kanye West and Candace Owens. Following this, multiple other media outlets targeted these individuals, and it got to the point where both were receiving death threats and hate mail daily. Two black people caused an international incident because they both wore a shirt that said White Lives Matter. If a white man wears a Black Lives Matter shirt, they are considered a hero to half the population, a brave warrior in a long fight against the racist, oppressive white man. But when a black man and woman wear a White Lives Matter shirt with the intention of spreading unity, they are vilified, demonetized, and cast aside in society. Growing up as a white man, you were taught that all of America's culture has been stolen, and white people never had a culture. White culture is colonialism, slavery, and racism. I was once told by a teacher of mine, instead of talking about the true white culture that exists in every corner of the earth you look. When was the last time you looked at art? Not garbage modern art like paint splattering on a canvas, but true art. The Sistine Chapel, Dali, the Mona Lisa, A Starry Night. That is white culture. That is white excellence. Every time you see a play or a beautiful story in a movie, that was inspired by Shakespeare. That is white culture. Elvis, the Beatles, Van Gogh, Da Vinci, Shakespeare, Beethoven, Isaac Newton, the list goes on. This is the blood that courses through your veins. This is the scale to which you can achieve but are told you shouldn't. White culture accepts nothing less than excellence. White culture is the driving force in world history. We built nations, conquered worlds, and influence and determine the course of world history. The ideas of the past that so easily propagandized our ancestors failed to resonate with us. The young Gen Z white men don't think about the Holocaust or slavery or KKK. We don't care about Jim Crow and women's suffrage. Our politicians lie, affordability is terrible, 50-year mortgages, 15-year car loans, women act like trash, and they want us to focus on the actions of the white man from 80 years ago. That may have worked for the generations before us who grew up with things to look forward to and could buy houses for pennies, but when you strip an entire generation of any hope of a future like their ancestors had, you also radicalize the generations to push back on the rhetoric and policies that got us to this negative spot in the first place. We have realized that feeling guilty for being born white is a tool taught by leftists and self-hating whites to support a culture of white replacement, to support inclusivity to the point of no national identity. Before Hart Celler, you had to be a good, moral, high IQ white person to immigrate to America. In 2026, you get a priority if you are a brown or black leftist who hates American ideals. America is an empire in decline, funding and promoting its own dissolution. The history of white America is beautiful. Men bravely fought kings for freedom. We conquered lands and built an empire. We tamed horses and wolves and pursued greatness. White America created the Constitution, the literal foundation of this beautiful country. But in history classes, the white man is depicted as nothing more than a bloodthirsty tyrant looking to enslave and belittle everyone they deem below them. In their failure to educate, they have created a culture of white hate that has people questioning their own identity and roles in society. Instead of teaching the history of white Americans fighting through blood, sweat, and tears to end slavery, they teach young students that America and racism are synonymous, that white pride and nationalism led to this, and because of that, they can't be practiced again. This is an unfair burden to bestow upon children, telling little white boys and girls that they are oppressors and supremacists if they feel any sense of pride in their ancestors and identity. We celebrate black culture in America, we ignore its faults. We celebrate Muslim culture and ignore its faults. But when it comes to white history, we focus on the faults and ignore all the accomplishments. All of this has led to a culture of resentment on all sides. Minorities and white women resent the white man, while the white man resent these self-hating whites and the system itself that allowed this type of anti-white rhetoric to become so mainstream. As white men in this country, we want equality, not supremacy. We are all made equal under God and will all face judgment. What we do want is the end of white guilt. White guilt has emotionally manipulated white women into promoting their own extinction. It has made relationships harder to find, jobs impossible to climb, and the white population decrease in America by over 33%. America, we are back, baby. Welcome to another episode of America Unfiltered. Glad to be back with you guys today on Monday. Holy shit, this month has gone by fast. It's already the end of the month. Holy fuck, we're almost in a new month here. We're almost in May. Pretty crazy how fast this year has been going by, honestly. You know, war makes time fly. We've been at war for, what has it been, 2 months now? Almost 60 days, somewhere around there. Somewhere in that, I think we went to war, what was it? Last day of February, first day of March? Holy shit. Yeah, and it's already April 27th. Wow. It's pretty crazy. Pretty crazy to me. And to be honest, these last 2 weeks have been, I don't know. I mean, Nick hasn't been doing a show. It feels like nothing has really happened in politics besides kind of what happened over the weekend, which we're going to talk about today. Just been a weird month. I feel like everybody is in like a super black-pilled state, or at least all the people who are actually in tune with what's going on. I know I have been, I've been very open about that on this show. I've been extremely black-pilled recently. I mean, literally, I look at America and I feel contempt. I just look at it and I'm like, wow, everybody around me is a fucking retard. Everybody I talk to is fucking stupid. Our politicians are selling us out. We're not much closer to our goals, even though the movement seems to have expanded a bunch. It seems to have just brought a, new wave of attacks and new hurdles to climb. It's not stopping the movement. Like I said, it's just hurdles. But I think it just got everybody super black-pilled recently. I don't know. The war definitely is just really hurting that. I mean, the idea that we're back in the Middle East is, I know your average person in the country, like, doesn't think about it much. Your average person in the country is probably just like, oh, who gives a shit? We've always been at war in the Middle East. And then I'm just like, exactly, you fucking idiot. I've been alive for, like, next month I'll have been alive for 27 years. Holy shit, I'm unk. Like, I should just kill myself, honestly. I'm so old. But to think about that we've been there for 27 years is crazy. EHC, what's up, buddy? How you doing? Thank you, EHC. Thank you. I get slightly less black-pilled when I get a kick donation. EHC is the man. EHC keeps me from being totally black-pilled. EHC is a buddy. We play Fortnite. We've done a couple live streams together. EHC is a handsome son of a bitch. Absolute mogger. It's good to have good friends, in times like these. In times like these, when your country's at war, your country's run by pedophiles, everybody around you's a fucking retard. It's good to have some good friends that you could just go and play like Rocket League and Fortnite with, EHC is objectively just all the other stuff aside, like me and him play video games, me and our friends, all of that aside, he's objectively just a good person. He's a very kind-hearted person, cares about people, cares about what they're going through, and puts other people first always. So, he's the exact type of person you want to, as somebody by your side. So, EHC, truly a great person. I just saw you gifted another one. Let's go. EHC, you're the man. Thank you. Love you, buddy. But we do have some stuff to talk about. There is some stuff going on in the news that we're going to talk about. A lot of little smaller things that I kind of just want to give my opinion on. I don't know. When I'm black-pilled, I'm not in a great mood. And when I'm not in a good mood, I like to talk a lot of shit on Twitter, and I like to talk shit to people. So I've just been, like, replying to people all day on Twitter, just, like, calling them retards, telling them to fucking die. It's been a volatile weekend. It's been a crazy, crazy weekend. Someone said, what's this guy saying? He said, plus, Russia was thrown from Africa. Russia was ousted from Africa yesterday and all day today. I haven't seen anything about that. To be honest, I haven't seen much about it. I'll do a little research. We're really just going to cover the Trump stuff today, along with a couple other smaller things. I have some smaller things I want to get to first. Then we'll cover the Trump assassination attempt. There was a third assassination attempt on Donald Trump's life. I don't know why my audio looks low. Give me a second. Let me pump that up. I don't know what's going on there. Yeah, for some reason my mic volume's down. That should be better for you guys, hopefully. But yeah, there was a third assassination attempt on Donald Trump's life. It happened at the White House Correspondents' Dinner. It looks like a complete lapse in security. And to be honest, it's massive news when someone tries to kill the president. But it's over and done with. It doesn't look like there's a larger conspiracy there. If you guys were actually watching over the weekend, I was live when it happened. Rarely do I ever go live over the weekend. I actually forgot to upload the video to Spotify, but I just did that today. So you guys are getting 2 Spotify episodes today. This will be the second one, obviously. But yeah, I was live when it happened. Somebody dropped in my chat. Somebody tried to shoot Trump. We went live on X. We took a little detour from our Mingle stream, and we watched it unfold live. We watched all the series of events, and we're going to do that again today. We're pretty much just going to go through a lot of the stuff we went through on Saturday when we were live, watching the video of the actual event when they realized that there's a shooting. We're going to watch the Secret Service intervene. We're going to watch some stuff with Erica Kirk. Who else was... The Mentalist was there. That part's a little weird. That part I do want to, we're going to dive into a bit of a conspiracy zone with that one. But yeah, crazy weekend. Crazy weekend of events. And the funniest thing, and we'll watch a video of it, and it's hard to say, like, the funniest thing when you're talking about, like, an assassination attempt on the president, because that's not funny. But, no matter what your feelings are about Trump, like, I personally find Trump to be a cunt. It's not funny when that's our president. I don't care who our president is. You don't try and kill our fucking president. That's never going to be tolerated. Fuck that. Political violence will never be tolerated. But nobody's ever going to try and kill my fucking president. And whether I like the guy or not, he's my fucking president. Nobody touches my commander-in-chief. I'll have to get involved personally. No, I'm kidding. I'm not going to do that. But, okay. What was I even saying a second ago? What the fuck was I just saying? Oh, yeah. Out of all the things, like, everybody's freaking out. Erica Kirk's hysterically crying. Kash Patel is stealing drinks off people's tables while his girlfriend is holding hands with somebody else in another room. That's crazy as well. Kash Patel got cucked during the shooting. And there's all this commotion. Everybody's freaking out. Melania is diving on the ground crying. And then Joe Rogan is just like at the table, just standing up. And he's just like, not Joe Rogan. Why did I just say Joe Rogan? I should kill him. I should honestly slit my own throat for that. I just pulled that stupid bitch on the podcast move where she called Dana White Joe Rogan. Dana White, not Joe Rogan. I feel like a fucking asshole. Dana White, he gets up there and he's just looking. He's like, and then they're interviewing him and he's like, that was fucking awesome. Like, it's just like, what the fuck? Massive UFC nights happening. Aljamain Sterling's fighting on Saturday night. If anyone doesn't know who that is, like, quick lore, is like, he was really good. Kind of tapering off in his career. He did actually win, though. But still a big name fighter. Massive name fighter. When Aljamain Sterling fights, people pay attention. And Dana White's not even there. He's at the White House Correspondents' Dinner. He's very good personal friends with Trump. Someone starts shooting up the Correspondents' Dinner. Dana White is just the only... Everyone's like, get on the ground. And Dana White stands up. He's like, I'm not getting on the fucking ground. They interview him, and then he's just like, that was fucking awesome. He's like, you don't get moments like that a lot. I took it all in. I didn't get down. And it's just like, holy shit. It's like, people could say whatever they want about Dana. Truly. You can call him a fraud. Like, you could say whatever you want, but whether it's true or not, people call him a fraud. People call him fake. People call him phony. People say, what he says and all that, it's exaggerated. He's playing it up. No, he's not. Because when shit hit the fan... He didn't fucking duck. He stood up and he started smiling, looking around the room like, holy fuck, we're about to see somebody die. He's like, I've been waiting to watch somebody die for a while now. No UFC fighters have actually died in the ring. I want to see it happen. He's like, I want to see it happen. I want to see life go out of this guy's eyes. That was Dana White in that moment. He was just ready. Dana White was just sitting there like, holy shit, we're about to see somebody fucking die. How is this more entertaining than the Aljamain Sterling fight? Absolutely crazy behavior. Dana White is just a crazy sick fucking, like, people don't remember, but like, Dana White is just, he's a character. Dana White's the one guy, I was reminded of this because like, everyone forgets this, including myself, and I'm a massive UFC guy. But I was talking to somebody in a group chat I was in, they reminded me of it, and I was like, holy shit, that's right. Dana White is like a guy who just gets away with shit. Dana White was in a club one night. He's drunk. He drinks a bit. He's a huge gambler. Matt, like, he'll gamble, $1 million at a time. He challenges every casino to give him a 30 mil credit line. Let him do $1 million a hand. No one wants to take him on it because they know he'll run him. He's a very skilled blackjack player, very big gambler. But Dana White drunk in a club with his wife one night, and his wife is yelling at, she's being a bitch, whatever. smacks the fuck out of her. Just immediately, just boom, smacks her right across the fucking face. Some guy's obviously videoing. You see Dana White in a club, you start videoing. Video goes viral the next day. Dana White's doing a presser like 2 days later. He's like, I got drunk, shit got out of hand. Sorry, shouldn't have done it. What are you gonna do? Let's all fucking move on. And nobody talked about it again. Holy aura. Like, this guy just looked his wife in the eye in the club and said, shut up, bitch. And this is like, if you don't know Dana White, like, he's not one of the UFC fighters, but he can fight. Like, Dana White can throw the fuck down. He's a big guy. He's a strong individual. He's an athletic guy on some level. Smacks his wife for fucking bitching him out in a club. Nobody speaks about it again. They spoke about it for like 24 hours and barely. And then they were just like, you know what? You're good. You're good. You're good. You put on the best sport to ever exist. We're just going to let you, we're just going to let it go. He literally just like everybody else, you know, somebody smacks their wife. They're like, oh, I'm sorry. I shouldn't have done that. I'm going to donate $100,000 to domestic violence awareness. It's like, okay, pussy. Sorry, it happened. I was drunk. She was being a bitch. What happens in your home is your business. What happens in my marriage is mine. Fuck off. We're never talking about it again. That's Dana White. King. Holy fucking aura. Dana White is such a beast. Such a beast. Like, he literally just told everybody, like, you forget about this. And everybody was like, yeah, I guess. Like, okay, I guess. Everybody was like, who gives a shit? Like, who gives a fuck? I'm down. Dana's wife is still with him? Okay, who fucking cares? She's fine. She's not in the hospital? Okay, who gives a shit? Maybe she was out of line. Maybe that bitch went one word too far. Did you ever think about that? Did the people who were bitching at Dana White ever think about the fact that he had to listen to her? Did anyone ever think about the fact that maybe she said something offensive, you know? People always love to justify when you say something offensive and then the liberal, like, hits them. It's like, okay, well, maybe she said, like, something transphobic and Dana checked her. You ever think about that, liberals? You ever think about that? Maybe his wife was like, you know what? Trans aren't people. And Dana was like, you transphobic bitch. And just smacked her. See, you didn't think about that because you're a fucking asshole, you know? What a terrible person you are. You're just a bigot, you're prejudiced, you're an asshole, you're racist, you're homophobic. See, you just thought Dana hit his wife because he's abusive. No, you didn't realize Dana's wife said, like, black people have low IQ genetically and that trans people aren't people. And then he was like, whoa, did you just say black people are lower IQ genetically and trans? And he smacked his bitch wife in that moment. See, people don't realize, but Dana was he was really trying to help them out there. The liberals didn't want to give him any forgiveness, though. It's absolutely crazy. Crazy. But don't worry, Dana, we have your back. We know your true intentions. We have your back. The people have your back. The people's champion, Dana White. But yeah, that was the funniest part of the whole shooting by far. I mean, again, like I said, not that a shooting itself is funny, but a guy standing up at the end of the shooting going, dude, that was fucking awesome. Like, that's crazy. That's so funny. It's like, dude, that was fucking awesome. Like, we're going to watch the video because it really is the most elite video. It's so funny. If you're a Dana White fan, you're just like, fuck yeah. Like, I can imagine, like, I don't know what I'm picturing. Like, imagine if Strickland was there with him and Strickland's just like, dude, fuck yeah, we're about to beat the shit out of somebody. We're about to beat the fuck out of this guy. Dana was just defending himself and others from that monstrous fascist Nazi meaning. Exactly. People don't realize. They're like, oh my gosh, Dana White beat his wife. It's like, you don't realize she was the second coming of Hitler. We talk about killing baby Hitler all the time. He smacked mid-adult Hitler. Fine by me. Crazy you people criticize Dana for hitting his bitch wife like that. Couldn't be me. Me personally, I like when people like that get hit. I like when racist, fascist, stupid blonde bitches gets... I personally love it. I almost spilled my water right on my... You can't see it because I have my X thing here on the stream. I almost just spilled that mug of water right on my laptop. I would have fucking literally... Like, I know I joke a lot about slitting my throat on this stream. I love to joke, like, it would be nice. I'm not gonna lie, it would be nice. It would be nice to just really quickly just end it all. And I almost did it. If I did that, I promise I would have done it. I promise you I would have done it. I would have done it. It would have been bad. Kick would have hated that. Imagine if, like, somebody killed themselves on a Kick stream. Like, forgive me. Sorry, I didn't read the TOS. I didn't know I couldn't fucking take my own life on a Kick stream. Sorry, mods. Sorry about that. Who owns Kick? Aiden Raw? I'm like, sorry, Aiden. Sorry. Okay, let's get into the actual news. Now I'm just getting way too silly. Now I'm just, like, fucking around way too much. Now we're just being an asshole. Let's get into the actual news. Okay, so like I said, that's the main story we're going to talk about, the whole White House Correspondents' dinner shooting. But there's a lot of many things that happened that I want to go over. And before we do, please remember to like, smash the follow button, leave a comment, read all the comments at the end of each show, rate the show 5 stars on Spotify, join my Telegram by scanning the code, check out our website, autv.shop, and follow on whatever platform you're watching on. But okay, let's go into the news now. The small news, and it's a lot of small shit. It's a lot of stupid shit, but it's kind of funny. So, the first thing I want to talk about is a video from Big Mike Obama. Michelle Obama. We saw she's been on a podcast tour recently. I feel like Michelle Obama is just like the queen of rage. Oh, shout out JT. Thank you, JT. You're the man. I'll watch later AU. A little too much profanity for my 6-year-old. Sorry, buddy. Sorry. Yeah. I try and keep the show family friendly. No, I don't. I do not try at all. I am sorry about that. But that's what the show. You see that word right there? Unfiltered. So we say bitch, we say cunt, we say fuck, we say, if JT 6-year-old's listening, don't say those words. Don't say those words. Santa Claus is gonna pin you down and rape you if you say those words. Okay, so that's way too far. That's way too far. That's way too far. Way too far. Way too far. Sorry, that's fucked up. I need to go to confession now just for that joke alone. Oh, that's fucked up. Okay, well, we love you, JT. Thank you. You're the man. But let's get into it. So Michelle Obama's been on her podcast tour recently. Michelle Obama loves to say the dumbest shit ever. She's like the queen of rage bait. I actually think she goes on these shows just so she can rage bait people, knowing the clips are gonna fucking set people like me off. Because I saw this clip. And usually, see, I'm good. I'm calm, cool, collected. I'm good about not just losing my fucking mind all the time. Allegedly. At least you can't prove it. And then I see this video, and it's like, okay, so Michelle Obama said, we could listen to it, but you could read it on the top. Michelle Obama says black women are too quiet, easygoing, and don't complain. And I want to just poll people in your experience, do you guys find black women too quiet, easygoing, and they don't complain enough? See, I have a lot of complaints about black women. None of them are these three, though. None of the complaints I have about blacks are these. I actually have black fatigue because it's the exact opposite. It's crazy. But let's watch this video of Michelle Obama talking about how black women are just so oppressed.
We don't articulate as black women our pain because...
Well, they can articulate. They barely know how to speak.
It's almost like nobody ever gave us permission to do that.
Or nobody gave you written language until the white man.
And does anyone care?
Yeah,
No.
there's
Will
that.
they care?
There's
If
that
we
part.
knew, I think we would care. If we knew.
Mm-hmm.
If we knew.
Or, yeah, and we have to ask ourselves, the men in our lives is, why wait to be asked? It seems like what we go through is pretty obvious. I mean, we don't articulate
like,
as
you
black
stupid
women
bitch.
our
Like,
pain.
Again, like I said, like the point of showing that is just like, here, wait, sorry, I'm just making sure the YouTube stream is still up. For some reason, I'm getting like a weird message. Okay, but the point of showing that is just to show like how delusional most of these people are. Especially people like Michelle Obama. They're like, yeah, black women just don't articulate how we're in pain. It's like, literally, you guys don't shut the fuck up. Like, what are you fucking talking about? All I hear from black women is like, oh, we're oppressed. Oh, blah, blah, blah. Oh, like, white men ain't shit. Black men. It's like, all you bitches do is complain. You're definitely not You ever been in a fucking, like, crowded place with a black woman? This is what, you're in a crowded place with a black woman. This is what it's like. Yeah, Shaniqua, my EBT and shit got declined. This bitch don't even want to try and do it again. He don't want to try and swipe my card twice in a row, my EBT and shit. Yeah, you put Shaniqua on the phone. Put that stupid bitch on the phone before I come pull her raggedy ass weave out. Like, that's what it's like. It's just listening to that. It's like, okay, should I fucking beat you now or, like, just let your husband beat you later? Like, you stupid bitch. Like, it's just miserable. It's so fucking miserable. So miserable. And then Michelle Obama's like, you know what? We don't talk about our problems enough. It's like every time I've talked to a black woman ever in my life, she tells me her problems. Like, it's just painful. It's painful, actually. It is... It's mind-numbing. To a point, it's just mind-numbing, and it's like, I don't feel bad at all either. Like, you guys are so retarded that it's like, it's hard for me to feel bad. Like if black women were, like, more... What's the right word? What's the correct word without me sounding like an asshole? If black women weren't as miserable to be around, you know, black men would stay. Like, I guess that's it. If black women weren't such cunts, if they weren't so unbearable in the masses, black men would stay. Yeah, that's the hot take of the day. The reason black men leave is not necessarily because rappers tell them to. It's because the women they impregnate are miserable, fat, ugly, disgusting people. It's because the average weight of a black woman's 185. And her voice sounds like a JBL speaker. Like, her voice sounds like a JBL speaker on blast. Ugh. Yeah, just crazy to me. But okay, let's keep moving on. That was our first thing. Second thing I wanted to show you guys. Let's go into this. So, do you guys remember David Cross? He was in, let's look at, what was David Cross in? Let's get an actual list. He was in a lot of shit. Okay, so this is all the shit he's in. Like, he's in a lot of shit, David Cross, in a fuck ton of stuff. I think his most famous one was Alvin and the Chipmunks. I don't fucking know, though. He was also in, like, Hope and Show. He was in a lot of different things. He goes on Bill Maher's podcast recently, and again, you guys know my feelings on Bill Maher. He's a liberal retard. He's an absolute fucktard of a human being. But when it comes to, like, Bill Maher versus, like, 90% of liberals, he's fine with me. Like, yeah. Actually, I'll say leftists, not liberals. I think leftists are a little further than liberals, in my opinion. Leftists are more like anarchists. But, like, most of the liberals most of the people who are, like, aligned with the Democratic Party I talk to, most, like, normal people who aren't hyper involved in politics, they're pretty, like, moderate. Like, they're not super, like, let everybody in, no deportations at all, Trump's Hitler, you know, trannies for everybody. Like, they're not like that. Like, they're just, like, yeah, like, you know, they don't bother me, so who cares? But they're not, like, openly promoting and celebrating, and, like, to be honest, they're, like, kind of weirded out by some of the, you know, LGBTQ stuff, and, like, they're almost overwhelmed with some of the immigration stuff, too. And you see a huge difference with, like, these liberals, and you're going to see it in this video. What I'm saying might not make as much sense now, but when you watch the video, it will. You're going to see two different kinds of liberals. You're going to see Bill Maher. You're going to see Bill Maher take, like, a moderate liberal stance. And then you're going to see David Cross, this washed-up actor, take an extremely far left stance. And this is, the reason I want to show you this is I just want to show you, like, two things. One, I want to show you, not every liberal is bad. I'm not trying to fight for liberals here by any means. But I am trying to show you, there is, like, a side to liberals where, like, some of them are more sane, and we probably could find, like, some mutual agreement when it comes to, like, nationalism and populism, and things like that with those people. But with these, like, super far left fucking nutjobs like David Cross, like you're about to see, you know, that's a lost cause. Like, that's somebody that, like, we're better off literally deporting out of this country with the immigrants, you know? This person's a fucking waste in society, essentially. Like, and then the other thing I want you guys to see with it, what was I even going to say? I don't even know my second point. Fuck it. Fuck my second point. We're just going to watch the video. Why am I explaining the video and we can just fucking watch it? I told you guys, I'm not in the greatest mood today. Whenever I'm blackpilled, I'm just like, fuck it all. Fuck it all. But okay, let's watch the video where these guys talk about just delusional leftist shit. And you guys will see why I played this video when we watch it.
You need to be checked. People need to be checked.
I think they'll be...
including your little girl.
Okay.
She needs to be checked. I don't know what.
Fuck that bitch. Fuck that little bitch with her black friends and trans friends and not even understanding. She doesn't know.
Wait, she has trans friends in third grade?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
See, they know they're trans in third grade.
I knew one of her friends. I knew when he was a girl.
How old?
I think just turned 9. And
see, this is what I mean. It's like just turned 9. As a boy at 9, you don't even have a hair on your prick yet, and they're already trying to like chop your prick off. It's crazy. Like, it's actually literally insane. Literally fucking insane.
And is just the coolest kid. I don't,
Coolest kid. Yeah, I'm sure the trans kid's the coolest kid in the town.
I think
Boy to girl, girl to boy?
Girl to boy.
Girl to boy. Okay.
And she has another very close friend who's not in this school, but who's boy.
All the girls who turn into boys will sadly like, they do it because they're like, obviously there's mental illness there, but one of the reasons they do it is they think like, oh, life is going to be easier as a man. Then they'll realize, like, as a woman, you're born with value. Like, people just look at you and you have some form of value. Whether it's because you're attractive, you developed well, you're smart, you're traditional, you're going to have value. As you grow older, as you become an adult, you're going to have guys trying to fuck you and pursue you and marry you and date you. As a man, you're born with nothing. You are born with nothing. You're born in debt, essentially, as a man, and you have to work your way to have value. Unless you're just like, the 1 in a billion objectively handsome son of a bitch. What's up, buddy? Thank you, EHC. You're the man. It censored half the message, though, with stars there. But yeah, like, all the people who transition on boys are just going to realize, like, wow, like, everybody fucking hates me, and it's not because I'm fucking trans. It's just because I'm a guy. And everybody hates men.
Boy to girl at 3.
But girl to boy, I mean, I knew somebody who said to me, actually more than one person who said to me, a woman said, I was what they called a tomboy. If I was alive now and acted the way I did then, that's what they would have done to me.
And right here, this is why I want to show you this video. So listen to what he just said. He said, look, they would have done this to me. I was just a tomboy, but if I grew up today, they would have done this to me. And listen to this cuck David Cross's response to this. This is the reason I wanted to show you this, and I was going to try and explain it earlier, and I was like, let's just watch it. I want you guys to see, because this isn't the guy just trying to be, like, overly woke. Like, although, like, that does exist, like, a liberal's opinions are whatever room they're in, whoever the most liberal person is, they'll all just agree with that person. But this is the guy who genuinely just believes all these things. Like, he genuinely has been propagandized, and his mind has been so poisoned that he genuinely believes these things. Like, it's not an act. It's not, like, just listen to this.
Well, nobody's doing this to her.
It's a 9-year-old.
I mean,
they're talking about a 9-year-old, by the way. They're saying nobody's doing this to her. It's a 9-year-old.
Nobody is doing this to her.
How old?
She is... or he is either 8 or I think 9.
Okay.
Nobody's doing this at 8 or 9 years old. Nobody's doing it to them. So they're doing it all themselves at 8 or 9 years old. No oversight. Then where are the parents? Why? Like, what?
Then somebody is doing something, because 8 or 9-year-olds can't.
No, you know what they're doing?
Can't do anything on their own.
No, they're buying them boys' clothes.
Well, then they're doing something. They're doing.
Sure, yes, you're right. They're buying them boys' clothes.
And telling them you're a boy now.
Okay, no, they're not telling them. They're just agreeing with. They're like going.
See, but he thinks that's like the correct. He's like, oh, just because they said it, I have to agree with them. It's like, okay, like, so are you telling me? Let me run a hypothetical. If I have like an 8-year-old and my 8-year-old says like, I'm trying to think of something that I could say that's not going to violate TOS. But, like, if my 8-year-old said, like, fuck all faggots, they're pussies, like, something like that, like, do you just agree? Like, do you disagree with your 8-year-old talking like that? No, probably not. So why are you agreeing with your 8-year-old when they take the opposite? Like, it's just crazy to me. It's crazy to me that, like, this guy's like, yeah, we're just agreeing with them. It's like, yeah, it's a fucking 8-year-old. You're an adult, and that's an 8-year-old, and you're agreeing with them. You're agreeing with an 8-year-old's logic, you fucking retard. It's actually insane to me. Like, people listen to an 8-year-old talk and they're like, you know what? That's inside. That's correct. And it's like, Are you fucking kidding me? Like, you need to be killed, deported. Like, I don't know. Like, David Cross needs to get the fuck out of this country.
Agreeing
honey.
with an 8-year-old because
that's right.
when has their judgment ever been off? At 8.
You knew
Anyway,
you weren't gay, right?
It's
not different.
It is different.
Like, this is the shit that honestly makes me black-pilled. Like, it makes me a little less black-pilled that, like, Bill Maher's giving him a lot of pushback on this. And kids are influenced by their parents. And, like, parents don't realize the influence they have on their children. You know, what your kids see and hear growing up, they're going to reenact. They're going to repeat. And if you're constantly, like if you have a boy and you give them like a girl and a boy's toy and you're like, okay, you figure it out and we're just going to support whatever direction you go in, and then you kind of like they pick up the girl's toy and then you just keep buying them girls' toys. It's like you're influencing this child in a negative way that's going to negatively impact their life. Like, it is, I don't know, it's so like, why do you think, like, again, like, why do you think, like, none of Matt Walsh's kids are gay, or like none of Andrew Tate's kids are gay, or none of the kids that Elon had that he was involved with are gay? Like, I'm just saying, like, there's a reason, and it's because they raised their kids correctly. It's because they raised their kids in a structured environment that actually kept them away from, like, woke indoctrination and kept them away from lies and bullshit and political propaganda. It's actually just insane when you, like, hear people talking like this for real.
No, it isn't.
It's okay. Good luck with President Vance, because, as I always say to my woke friends, we voted for the same person. You're just why she lost. And this is a case of that.
Wait, what?
And this part itself is true, because we talk a lot, like, I focus on right-wing politics. I focus more on, like, wanting to burn the GOP down than, like, shitting on the left, to be honest, on this show. But at a point, like, we do have to focus on the radical left. Like, it is bad. They are really bad. They are really dangerous. Their rhetoric's insane. It's one of the reasons I even have Ceci on the show sometimes, too, because it's like we disagree, but it's, like, good for people to see, like, where the left's at, so we understand it, so we know how to play against it. And when he says, like, you know, we both voted for Kamala, people like you, though, are the reason we lost, that's completely correct. Like, the crazy liberals are the reason that a lot of liberals I know are like, yeah, to be honest, I just don't want to vote for this. Like, Kamala's just going, like, with the, like, I have to go super woke trend, and it's not working out. And to be honest, you know what you're going to see come the midterms, or not midterms, come the 2028 election? I was debating, I was like, who are they going to put up, AOC or Gavin? It's Gavin, no chance anything else. You want to know why? They're going to put a straight white guy on that ticket. Guaranteed. It's the smart move, one. But two, it's like they realize that, like, trying to keep pushing this woke thing, trying to put a black guy and then a black woman and then a retarded old bitch like Hillary, like, it's not working. They realize they're all fucking losers, and that the, like, overly woke crowd, it's actually not the majority. They're just the loudest retards, though. That's the reason they're, you know, you hear from them so much. It's because they're so loud. They're not big.
We voted for the same person.
Right.
You're just why she lost. Because America hears this.
He's too stupid to even fucking understand it.
And they're going to go, Bill's right. 8-year-olds can't really make decisions on their own like this. That's what most people are going to say. And this is where the Democrats are, with David Cross living in Brooklyn, with Mandami Loving. And this is why, you know, we're going to vote for J.D. Vance, and that's
I don't think
that's
it's
America in a nutshell.
I don't.
Doesn't mean I don't love you.
Yeah, crazy. It's just a crazy video to me. It's actually insane. Insane. Like, anybody who, like, making that argument is similar. I mean, it's a way more extreme version of, like, making an argument. Like, yeah, like a 8-year-old should be able to get a full arm sleeve tattoo. And obviously it's a more extreme version of that, and that itself would just be so extreme. Like, I would love to hear one of these, like, like, hey, kids should be able to be trans people. I would love to see them make an argument of, like, yeah, tell me why an 8-year-old should be able to get a full arm and fucking, like, full body sleeve tattoo. Like, tell me why they should be getting an arm and leg sleeve tattoo. Give me the argument for it. You know, because 8-year-olds have such great ideas, you know what I mean? 8-year-olds have fucking fantastic ideas. I completely forgot that, like, our brains peak at 8. I completely forgot that by 8 we know everything. We know all the secrets of the universe. And then at 9 they just disappear. You just become a retard after that. It's just so crazy. It really is. It's actually just one of the most insane things. And not only it's demonic, it's evil, there's so many negative adjectives I could use, but it's demonic over everything. It really is the demonic influence in our society. Okay, let's keep moving on. Let's talk about this. So there's a representative out of, where is he out of? Ohio, I think? Yeah, Representative Max Miller out of Ohio. He's a Jew representative in America. And he now has introduced a bill, which I hope won't pass, and I don't think it will. It could, but I don't think so. But he introduced a bill to extend U.S. military benefits to U.S. citizens who decide to serve in the IDF. And who are the U.S. citizens who serve in the IDF? Usually American Jews. Not all of them, but some of them. And then an interesting stat shows this, that data shows that more American Jews have served for the IDF in Israel than serve in the United States military. So 2 things we're going to talk about, and it's going to be very brief because this isn't a massive topic, and like I said, it probably won't even pass, but 1, it's insane that we allow people who live in America to go fight in militaries of other countries. Literally insane. That's treason. That is insane. Literally fucking insane. Especially when it's a country who's attacked us before, and a country who actively spies on us. And we have members of their military living in our country. Yeah, sorry, not cool with that. I don't know about you guys, but I'm not cool with that. That's just fucked up to me. I think it's common sense. Would we allow Russian military assets to live in America? And would we extend them military benefits? That's the other crazy thing. It's like they want to give military, taxpayer-funded U.S. military benefits to soldiers of another country's army. Sorry about that. Literally every IDF soldier could be in hell and I wouldn't care. Wouldn't care. Literally wouldn't care. I don't want to give them a fucking penny. I actually want to bill them. And they're saying, no, let's give them military benefits. It's like, what? We already give them military benefits. Kill yourself. Fuck you. Fuck you. Absolutely disgusting. So, Max Miller, this guy right here, absolute cuck of a human being, selling out our country actively as we speak. But okay, let's keep moving on. What do I got? 2 more things, and then we'll move on to the big thing. They're both kind of, I don't know, one's a little more serious than the other. One's just shitting on women, the other shitting on Somalis. But there's this video today out of the Minnesota State Capitol where you see this Somalian woman where she goes, Somalis built the economy, the soul of the state, and no human is illegal. Well, according to U.S. Code 81325, yes, actually, millions of these people in my country are illegal. So technically, you're wrong on that point. Second point, to say that Somalis built the economy and soul of the state. Actually, Somalians have defrauded Minnesota for more than they've added into Minnesota through tax dollars. That's fact number 1. Fact number 2 would be Somali's average IQ is like 70, like mid-low 70s, about on par with that of a mental retard in America. I doubt they're contributing much. If I know anything about 70 IQ retards, they don't contribute much to the economy. They take way more out of it. They do not contribute much. And then my third and final point is when you think of the history of Minnesota, and like where it is geographically in the country and the people who grew up there. Do you think of Somalians or do you think of like big like husky white people who are overly nice, way too nice, like Minnesota nice is what they call it. Like the type of guy who like bumps into you and then like offers to give you a blowjob or something because he feels so bad. Like that's a little gay, but you get my point. Like the type of guy who goes out of his fucking way to do a favor for you because he slightly inconvenienced you or you know what I mean? Like the type of people who'd rather you crash their car than be rude to you about it. That's what it's like there. And it's white people. It's not Somalians. White people built Minnesota. White people built the economy there. White people maintained it. White people are the reason it thrived. And then Somalis are the reason it's going to shit. Like I said, they have defrauded the state for more than they've put into the state. So, yeah, let's listen to this stupid Somali bitch, Everyone knows Somalians are the greatest thing to happen to this country, right?
So not Minnesotans, Somalis brought more than just built they didn't just build the economy, but we contribute to the soul of this great state. And I want to remind you that no human is illegal, ever. You are not illegal. Our neighbors are.
If you're this lady's husband, can you brush her teeth with a brick tonight for me, please? Please and thank you. Can you just smack this bitch upside the head if you're her? Can you Dana White this bitch, please? I think I saw her yelling at you in a club. Can you hit her? Can you hit her? I promise you, if you're this lady's husband, we'll forgive you in the same way we forgave David No. White if you just smack her once. I promise you we will. I promise you, at least me personally. I don't speak for the masses, but me personally, I will forgive you and I'll go to war for you. I'll go to bat for you. I'll become pro Somalia if you just smack this cunt once. If you smack this bitch once for me, and I'll wear the Somalian flag on my shirt on my next show. But okay, let's keep moving on. Last thing we're gonna talk about before we get into the Trump shooting at the dinner that happened over the weekend. Let's go over this video. And again, kind of stupid, nothing breaking. But we bitch a lot about women on this show. We talk about how women are whores, women are stupid, women, you know, they love to submit to a boss, but not a husband. They love to girl boss their way through life. They love to, like, say that they control everything until, like, they hit a curb. And they're like, it came out of nowhere. It's like, you stupid bitch. It was there it's been there for 50 years. That curb hasn't moved in 50 years. You hit it, you stupid bitch. It didn't fly out at you. But women are retard. We know this. We know this. It's nothing new. And women are whores. That's, you know, the biggest thing about it. Women are just delusional sluts. And again, sure, every now and then you find your one woman who's not, and that's amazing. Cherish that woman. Protect her at all costs. But the majority of women nowadays are just, they're gone. They're damaged goods, never to be touched again. And a lot of it comes from people like this. So I'm going to show you a clip from this stupid cunt Alex Cooper. If you don't know who she is, she's the woman who teaches your girlfriend how to cheat. She does the Call Her Daddy podcast where she talks about sucking dick and fucking guys on the front, like all these disgusting things. Just a disgusting whore. And this is the advice she has for young ladies. You know, when I give dating advice to young men, it's always like, seek out a woman who's going to make your life better, not worse. Seek out a woman who's going to create less problems, not more. Seek out a woman who's not going to care if you come home with $1 million a month or, you know, a couple thousand. Get a woman who is not going to be a massive problem, who has a relationship with her father. And this is her advice to, you know, young women about men.
I've had so many.
And I just want to say at the start of it, they say people like this are good for society. Like, this girl gets brand deals and sponsorships and whatever the fuck. They call me a villain. They think I'm just a asshole giving terrible advice, you know. And it's like, okay, like, whose advice is better, mine or hers? Let's hear it.
Many dates where, like,
mine is apparently toxic, hers is apparently great, and it's like, huh, well, let's hear.
I've had so many dates where, like, I had great first date kisses and I was like, oh my god, I'm never calling you, but oh, who doesn't love a makeout? Like, makeouts are so fun, okay? And so kiss them the first date, fucking sleep with them the first night. Like, I don't care. You have to go based on what feels good to your body and what feels right to you. And so,
like, since we're just creating outrageous bills in the United States, like, since we have this guy making bills, like, hey, let's give, like, foreign soldiers, let's give them veterans benefits. Okay, if we're just pulling crazy bills out of our ass, how about if a whore tries to sleep with you on the first day, you get to throw her off the nearest bridge? I second the motion. Anybody? Like, what the fuck? Yeah, go try and fuck him on the first. Okay, you stupid whore.
So if you have some fucking friends that are prudes that are like, you should never kiss on the first date, you're going to give them the wrong impression and they're just going to think you're a whore.
You
okay,
are a whore.
Maybe for you, Cassandra, but I'm about to let him in my back door on night two.
First of all, if you're Alex Cooper's dad, like, sorry, you should kill yourself. You failed. You failed. You'll never redeem yourself. Honestly, just step off this earth. Second of all, I would love to deport her. I mean, like, seriously, put her in jail for life, deport her. I don't know what we got to do, but people like this are just demonic evil.
You don't have to do anal on night two, but you could. Whatever feels right. You have to be at your core centered with what feels right to you.
So I'm toxic. I'm toxic because I say men don't take shit from women, dictate the relationship. Be a man, make her respect you at all times. Don't beg for her respect, but demand it. I'm toxic. I'm a completely toxically masculine piece of shit who should be ostracized from society. But she deserves a fucking award for this. You know, she deserves... Someone give her a podcast deal. Somebody give her a $100 million deal. Oh, wait. Somehow she got that. Somehow she got, that deal talking about this. But it's like, I'm toxically masculine. Andrew Tate, that guy's a piece of shit. Put him in jail. We're obviously the terrible ones, trying to keep you guys from engaging in promiscuous, destructive, demonic behavior. Oh, wow, super toxic. But anal all night, that's what the people need, That's what the people need. Statistically, more AIDS, yeah. Fucking stupid whores. Holy shit.
And your body and what you want to do. And if you want to fuck or you want to make out or...
Your body and what I want to do, I want to throw your body off a fucking bridge. That's what I want to do.
How about this? If you don't want to kiss on the first date and that is your MO, great. But don't just be like Googling like, what to do on first date? No kissing. Got it. Check. No. If a man is going to treat you like a piece of shit and isn't going to call you, he's not going to treat you like a piece of shit just because you fucked him or made out with him on the first night. A man knows.
Yeah? Try me. Maybe I stop being a Volcel just to start fucking ghosting these whores. I'm kidding. We're not going to do that. But I promise you, sweetheart, any guy who... here's the thing. Obviously, I'm friends with a lot of guys. And every guy I know when they go on a date, the ones who aren't like super Catholic, the ones who aren't super like, hey, I'm going to try and abstain till marriage. They'll try and fuck the girl on the first date every time. And their rule is if the girl allows me to fuck on the first date, I'm never going to talk to her again. That's most guys' rules that I know who actively try and who aren't, like I said, like crazy active in the church. Because one, it's just a test. It's like, is this woman a whore? Like, if I bought her dinner and she's willing to fuck me, she's done that to at least 60 other guys. It's a pretty easy test.
Okay? And guess what? Stop giving all the man the power, and so should you. Maybe make out with him so you stop with...
Stop giving all the men the power. What are you talking about? If men wanted to take women's rights away tomorrow, tell me, women, how would you stop it? If men collectively got together and said, you know what? Like, these women just deserve zero rights. How would you stop it as a woman? Because here's the thing. Women aren't equal to men. And to say you are is a complete fabrication and a lie and an exaggeration because you're not equal if we could take your rights away. If we have the ability to take your rights away, we are not equal. And women love to be like, oh, equal. What are you going to do? Tell me what you're going to do. I've yet to have one woman tell me, oh, yeah, here's how we're going to stop it. Yeah? How? I've heard women be like, oh, we just won't sleep with them anymore. It's like, yeah? So all the sex will just be rape from now on? Like, okay. Yeah, that's going to work out for you, sweetheart. That's really going to work out for you, sweetheart. It's just crazy. It's like these women have no answer to this. Because they truly, the women are so delusional that they think they're equal. You want to know a black pill or a red pill that I thought about this weekend? Women and black people, they face the same problem together. They both are so dumb that they have not realized that they're not as smart as us. Like, it's crazy. You think they would have realized it by now, but the reason they haven't is because they're not smart enough to figure it out. Yeah, that's the real red pill. That's the real red pill for anyone right there. The reason they have not figured it out is they're just not smart enough. They don't know how.
Wasting your time. What?
No one has sat down and mansplained it to them.
If little Robbie has got a fucking tonguer that hits the back of your esophagus and you hate the way he makes out? Or what if like small-lipped Sammy is like barely gets a little tongue in there and you're like, I can't even fucking find, we're just hitting teeth. You're probably not going to want to fuck Sammy. But good to know that you got it done on the first date. We're maximizing our time, people. You want to not have a...
This is a married woman, by the way. Married woman. A married woman. Her husband's just a cuck.
2-hour date. I'd rather have a 4-hour date, quick makeout, know he's not the one, never see him again, so I can then optimize my time to not have a second date with small lip Sammy. That's how we have to be thinking, okay? We have to be thinking this way. Your friends in long-term relationships, I would be begging to relive that night with Matt. Oh, push me up against the wall. Sometimes they do. Let's pretend it's our first date, okay? You have the power. You, as a single woman, have the power to be completely having these romantic nights. And guess what? Even if he's not that romantic, make it fucking romantic for yourself. Literally believe that it was romantic.
Like, we wonder, like, everyone's like, oh, what's making women this way? Like, here's the thing I don't love it. I fucking hate it. I was gonna make a joke and, like, say something sarcastically. I'll be serious, though. I fucking hate it, because I get it a lot from even my viewers. And I don't like to shit on my viewers. I do it sometimes. I don't like to do it a lot, because, like, I like you guys, and you guys are what keeps the show going. But I didn't start this to fucking lie. I started it to be objectively honest and truthful. And the truth is, like, a lot of guys are like, oh, but it's the men's fault. The men aren't leading. The men are, like, too much of pussies. And it's like, there are women like this with the most popular podcast in the country for females. Like, that podcast right there is the #1 podcast in the country for females. The #1 podcast in the entire country for women is that podcast there. And people want to tell me it's the men's. No, it's not. Yes, actually, you're right. It is our fault because we haven't taken their fucking rights away. But other than that, it's not the men's fault for not leading. It is the women's fault for being so fucking retarded. It is Alex Cooper's fault. It is fucking Mariah Carey, Nicki Minaj, it's all these stupid whores' fault. That's whose fault it is. These women who grow up listening to these whores and their mothers. Like, here's the thing. Our dads teach us at a young age. They're like, you want to be charismatic, you want to be funny, you want to be able to, like, interact with women and get a wife and get a girlfriend, you want people to like you, blah, blah, blah. Moms don't teach, hey, don't be a fucking whore anymore. Like, when my mom was growing up, my grandma was growing up, their moms would be like, yeah, don't be a fucking whore. Like my grandma would look my mom in the eyes when she was, like, 15 and be like, if you act like a fucking slut, I'll kill you. That's what my grandma would say to my mom. And she wouldn't say it because she would act like a slut. She would say it so she wouldn't. And no moms do that anymore. They're like, oh, I just want my daughter to have a fun time and get fucked by 50 black guys in college. It's like, sorry, I would kill my daughter if that was my daughter. Like, are you kidding me? Like, I send these videos to people all the time of, like, clavicular. Because, again, I don't necessarily love all the things he's doing. And objectively, it's not great. The ODing, the drugs, the promiscuous sex, all that. It's not good. But the one really good thing about it is exposing women for what they are, modern women. Like, because watching one of his shows, any one of his IRL streams is literally just a straight red pill. Because, like, you look at these girls, and I'm going to tell you guys some, like, verbatim quotes almost that these women say. And it's stuff like this. Like, there's one scene where he has two women, one on each side. He's in his club. He starts making out with the girl on this side. Then he turns around, he makes out with the girl on this side. Then he turns back to the first girl, and he goes, you want to fuck tonight? And she goes, maybe. And then he goes, oh, you could get out of here. If you're just going to waste my time, I'll just go fuck her. And then the other girl literally picks his arm up, puts it back around her, and says, okay, we could fuck tonight. If that was my daughter, I'd kill her. Like, the lack of standards and morals. Like, one, to be, like, one of two bitches trying to fight over this streamer. Secondly, to, like, literally lower your value in that way, to be like, no, I don't want to just be like, like, hey, are we gonna fuck tonight? And to just go like, yeah, just add me to the lineup. Like, crazy. And then there's another one. There's Clav sitting in a trailer with this girl, or a bus, or the Sprinter van, or whatever. And then he's like, hey, you want to cut the camera, go give me head in the back? And then he's like, I just fucked this girl last night, now I'm trying to fuck you. And then she goes, oh, sorry, I don't do that. I'm either one or none. And then he goes, oh, none, bitch. You can get out of here. I'll find somebody else. And then she goes, sorry, never mind. You could add me to the roster. And it's like, the self-respect, there's none. It's non-existent. And it's so fucking crazy. And the people who are like, oh, it's the men's fault. It's like, shut up. Shut the fuck up. And to be honest, like I said, it's some of my viewers, and I'm not trying to be a dick to my viewers. But seriously, you have to realize that this is just the women. Like, this is what they are like. There's a reason that men for thousands of years didn't give women, like, free reign to do whatever the fuck they want. And it's this. Like, it's seriously fucked. We live in the most, like, cucked world ever. And people are like, oh, why are you so black-pilled all the time? It's like, women are whores, blacks are violent, Jewish supremacists are running our country, our president's an egotistical cunt, everybody in the media wants to fucking lie. Like, literally, on a daily basis, what do I have to look forward to? Like, Fortnite at the end of the day. Like, literally, if I didn't have Fortnite, I probably would have killed myself 10 years. No, I'm kidding. But it seriously is. It's just, like, so fucking... And I try and not be black-pilled. I really try and stay away from the black pill. And then you just see, like, that Alex Cooper video, and you're like, you know what? Maybe I just kill myself. Maybe I just maybe I just fucking end it all tonight. Maybe we just take the easy way out. Maybe they knew what they were doing when they jumped off those buildings. No, I'm kidding. I shouldn't be glorifying suicide. That's fucked up. Because I'm just kidding. I never would kill him. I honestly, like, the Mossad agents watching my show are jumping for joy right now because they're like, we could kill him and it would look like a suicide. I'll never kill him. I honestly mean that. I would never kill myself. I joke about it a lot. I do joke about it a lot, but I won't. I would never kill myself. It's a coward's way out. It's selfish and it's sinful. You know, you go to hell forever. You're really just like, when you kill yourself, your problems are done. You know, you're not alive to deal with your problems anymore. But at the same time, the problems for your family and all the people around you are just beginning. You just changed all their lives for the worse. You know, the moment you did that in such a selfish way. So. Someone goes, can't spread the truth if you're dead. Yeah. Trust me, I know. It's the one thing that keeps me from fucking doing it. It's the one thing that keeps me from fucking killing myself. I'd rather take my own life than ever look in her direction. Yeah, dude. Like, Alex Cooper really is just, like, so fucking trashy and gross. It's so disgusting. And it's, like, one of the reasons, like, I really dislike... Because here's the thing, like... People talk about Portnoy a lot, and I've talked about him in a very negative way before. And there's some good about him, but there's a lot of bad about him. And to be honest, the bad might outweigh the good. Like, the good about him is, like, during COVID, he did, like, that small business thing. He raised, like, $60 million for small businesses. He's done some, like, cool things like that have just, like, helped the world. Is he a smart business guy? Yeah, he's made a fuck ton of money. Got to give credit where it's due. You know, any guy who can make $500 million did something right. But where he's evil is, one, he runs a gambling company, objectively evil. Two, he promotes degeneracy through his company, objectively bad for society. And three, he promotes people like Alex Cooper. He's literally one of the people who discovered her and blew her podcast up through Barstool. And if you think she's gross, wait till you see, like, have you guys ever seen the co-host who got kicked off? That, like, there were two girls who did that show, and then one of them, they got in a bitch fight, and then one of them just left, and Alex Cooper took it over and became multimillionaire. The other girl is just like a degenerate whore. But if you guys think Alex Cooper's bad, the other girl's a degenerate, fucking disgusting slut. Her name's Sophia Franklin. She's arguably one of the worst human beings alive. Arguably one of the worst people to ever live. Like, disgusting. Where's the moment? Wait. Let's see if I can get this pulled up. Because this is such a... There's a funny thing with, like, where Sneeko just, like, calls her a ran-through whore. Like, to her face. Yeah, here we go. Let's go. Okay, this is crazy. After this, we're going to get into the Trump almost getting shot stuff. But watch this video. So crazy. Sneeko's just like, yeah, bitch, shut up. Like, Sneeko just...
And honestly, I've dated guys that make good money. I've never dated, like, an insanely wealthy dude.
What's good money?
Pull up your account.
My phone is dead. Okay. What is good?
Until you can pull up your account, then...
Well, give us an idea. Why does it have to be about me? Is a couple million enough? Is a couple million enough?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Isn't that wild? Like, nowadays, the market is so inflated that to get a 31-year-old girl...
You know what's funny, though?
You need to have multi-million dollars, like, to get a ran-through 31-year-old, like, sweatpants Birkin bag.
I know.
To get a ran-through 31-year-old in sweatpants with a Birkin bag, you need millions of dollars. Yeah. Way to go, Sneeko. Fucking hats off to you, King.
Have multiple M's in the bank.
I know.
That's insane.
You can't just be funny and have a fucking 8-inch hammer.
Okay, like, shut up, Jew. Like, dude, Steiny's such a little rat. Someone goes, whoa, is Brittany gonna be on? No, this is my show, not Brittany. What are you talking about? What the fuck are you talking about? I would have Brittany on if she wanted, but she didn't ask to go. I don't know. She's not doing a show tonight, though. I don't think. She tweeted out no show tonight, or she said most likely, which makes sense. This slow-ass news day. Like, she was live the night the Trump thing happened. That's really the only news. I guess we've been live for an hour already, and I've just been bullshitting about little news. So I guess there's some other stuff, but someone said, no, this is Brittany's show. Here we go, co-host of Politically Provoked, James here. No, I'm kidding. I do like Brittany a lot, though. I like her a lot. Brittany's awesome. Brittany's cool. But okay, let's get into all the shit people want to hear. Let's get into Trump almost getting shot. Let's get into it right now. I don't know how long we're going to spend covering this because we're already live for an hour. I really only plan to do like a 45-minute total show today. Like I said, I'm not in a great mood. I'm kind of tired. Super black-pilled. And there was only one like massive topic. And then I spent like an hour just bitching about whores and fucking retards and Somalians and David Cross and tranny. Like, I spent an hour just bitching. But okay, let's get into it. We're really just going to, I don't have them each pulled up, but we're just going to go through my bookmark tweets. Watch them one by one, the videos, and we'll commentate on them. Okay, so this is the initial video of what happened at the White House Correspondents' Dinner, and then we'll go through these series of events. But for people who don't know, a lone gunman showed up to the White House Correspondents' Dinner, ran through security. It looks like security was almost non-existent. Ran right through security, had a manifesto, wanted to target Donald Trump and top Trump officials. They were rushed off the stage by Secret Service. Oz Perlman was in attendance, Dana White was in attendance, Don Lemon was in attendance, Jimmy Kimmel was in attendance. Jimmy Kimmel, there was actually, like, the reason this turned into a bit of a conspiracy, because at first Saturday night, I was like, is this a false flag? And then I was like, the shooter's not Palestinian, the shooter's not Iranian, this isn't a false flag. And, like, normally, like, in my mind, I was like, okay, if they use this to justify further war in Iran or in the Middle East somewhere, maybe there's a false flag, but what have they used this for so far? Everyone in MAGA simultaneously tweeted out on Saturday night and Sunday, this is why we need Trump's ballroom. It's like, shut the fuck up, you fucking weirdos. Like, what? This is why we need the ballroom. I'm like, fuck, what are you talking about? What are these retards on about? It's just so fucking stupid. Oh, I saw we got Whippet in the chat. What's up, Whippet? Hope you're doing well. Just noticed that. Sorry. Looks like you chatted a while ago. But hope you're doing well. But yeah, lone gunman showed up. So we're going to watch this. We're going to look at the manifesto. We're going to look at the videos the Secret Service handling it. The way they handled it was odd, too, because we'll show that. J.D. Vance was rushed off the stage way faster than Trump. And the way Secret Service works is, like, Trump has his own Secret Service team and J.D. Vance has his own. So maybe J.D. Vance's team was just, like, closer to him or more on it. But it's weird to me that the vice president gets rushed off the stage before the president. That was really odd to me. But yeah, like I said, one of the reasons this turned into a conspiracy was all the different things that were said, like right before it. Jimmy Kimmel made a joke about like Melania looking like an expectant widow. Obviously, like he didn't realize it would be an assassination attempt. But it happened. So bad timing joke, not a great joke. I don't think people should joke about killing the president or like the president dying. I just don't like, no matter who the president is, like I said, it's my president. I'm an American, Democrat, Republican, whoever, it's my president. So I just don't like that in general. Then, let's see, what else was there? Oh yeah, Caroline Leavitt said like, she was talking to a reporter before, she's like, it's going to be an awesome night, there will be shots fired. And it's like, you know what, like, that's a crazy choice of words in hindsight. Crazy choice of words. And then there was one other one that I can't put my tongue on, but we're going to go through all these. We'll try and do it in like 20 minutes or less. I don't know how long it's going to take. Could be longer, could be shorter. But here's the video of it. And this is, that guy right there, that's Oz Perlman. He's a mentalist. He came in second on America's Got Talent. He's been on Joe Rogan. I actually personally, one of the reasons I thought it was a false flag is still to this day, I'm convinced he's a Mossad spy, or he's working with Mossad on some level. Born in Tel Aviv, he's a mentalist. He could look at you, talk to you for a little bit, and he could guess your ATM PIN card with almost 100% accuracy. Like, he's There's something fucked up about him. Something's weird about him. Apparently, he's got contacted by many intelligence agencies to do work for them to interpret. And he says he's refused, but I believe he's probably a Mossad asset of some sorts. Born in Tel Aviv, Israel. Very crazy. But yeah, so this is him. That's when they realize. See, they get rushed out. You can see people starting to duck down slowly. Like, nobody kind of realizes what it is, but then you'll start to see everybody duck down here. You see them getting rushed off the stage. Someone says shots were on floor below, I heard. Yeah, usually that's how, like, Hilton's, sometimes in their smaller hotels will have the ballroom on the first floor, but not always. And especially in these bigger ones, they definitely don't. Usually they have, like, a whole ballroom floor type deal. And that's probably what they have here. This was at a Hilton. Which I guess that is its own argument for, like, okay, the ballroom could be good because you could do these things in there instead of a Hilton. But at the same time, it's like, when you guys see how this guy got through security, which we'll watch that video as well, it's like, what the fuck? Like, security even doing it? We're in the middle of a fucking war right now and security is looking like this? Like, okay, I would love to see how the White House card's gonna go when there's 80,000 people standing on the fucking White House lawn. I got denied tickets to it. Free tickets. They have a lottery system. I put my name in. I get denied. Fuck off. So gay. I can't even go to the White House card. I tried, people. I tried. But yeah, that's kind of the video there. Then you see the Secret Service guys coming up to the thing. Here's the video of Caroline Levitt before. This is a little, like, again, hindsight's 50. Like, it's crazy.
Ready to rumble, is he not?
He is ready to rumble. I will tell you, this speech tonight will be classic Donald J. Trump. It'll be funny. It'll be entertaining. There will be some shots fired tonight.
Oh my God.
So everyone should tune in. It's going to be really great. I'm looking forward to hearing.
So crazy. There will be shots fired tonight. It's like, oh yeah, there were shots fired. But here's the thing. It's like everybody took that and they were like, damn, this has to be a big conspiracy. It's like, to be honest, if this was a conspiracy, they weren't going to say that. They were never going to like say like shots will be fired tonight. That's just not going to happen. All right, we're going to just go video for video. There's a lot of different videos.
Everybody's good. Nice. He said 1 shooter, 2 weapons. It is now a crime scene. Secret Service is in custody, has the person in custody. Everything's okay. 1 shooter, we know so far.
1 shooter that we know so far. This is like the Secret Service guys. Why is there a woman? Like, okay, I will say if we're going to send anyone in the front, put the woman in the front. So it's like, you know, none of the real assets get killed. But why are there women Secret Service agents? Why are women allowed to own guns? Like, why are women allowed out of the fucking house? Don't get it. I don't get it. All right, here's a video from on the floor. I think we should get down. The video of Dana White's just unreal, though.
Katie, do you have all your stuff?
Yep, I'm fine. So.
I will say, you want to know something crazy? You couldn't really see it in the first video, but the video where they like drag Trump out and JD Vance out, so Melania dives on the ground immediately upon hearing the shot. She's one of the first people to hear him. Melania hits the fucking deck. She knows what to do. She goes behind the table, hits the deck. Secret Service starts trying to drag Trump out. You want to know why it took long? Like, it took them longer to get to Trump than JD Vance, which that's a problem in itself. But one of the other reasons it took them longer to get Trump out is Trump actually put his body on top of Melania's. And then they had to basically drag them out together almost. And they like got them both up and out. But I will say, like, that's a guy. I don't like Trump. I don't like him as a president. It's fucked up what he's doing. I disagree with how he sold out his entire base and the American people. But that's a good guy to put his body on his wife's. I will say, you know, as the president too. That's a good guy right there. That's a good moment for the guy, at least. How much money in watches do you think is in this room alone? Like, just in watches. Yeah, this is the video from on the floor.
Go to your right. Go to your right.
And everyone's also giving Erica Kirk a lot of shit for, like, her reaction to this. Like, she was bawling her eyes out in front of the camera. Everyone's calling it performative. I'm not gonna lie. I'm against all those people with what they're saying about it. Because it's like, I get it. It's, you know, she's an ugly crier. Her eyes look demonic. She's kind of a fucking bitch how she comes out to pyrotechnics. But that probably does trigger some level of PTSD to, like, you know, your husband gets shot less than a year ago. Then you hear gunshots at a political event you're at. She's probably getting a lot of death threats too that we're not hearing about. So it is fucked up. And, like, in the video, she goes, I just want to go home. And I've known people who have gone through, like, traumatic experiences in their life. And in their default mode, like, when they're, like, crying and they're losing it and they're, like, you know, super emotional. And then there's a point where they almost, like, revert to default settings where they're like, I just want to go home. I want to be with my parents. I want to go home. I don't want to, like, feel anything. I just want to, like, you know, how I interpret it is, like, I just want to be a kid. I just want to, like, not have these problems. I just, you know. So, I don't know. Someone says, don't fall for the psyop. I don't think it's a psyop. Like, I don't think, like, here's the thing. Do I think Candace Owens is 100% wrong? No. Do I think she's anywhere close to 100% right? No. I don't think Erica Kirk was involved at all in the murder. I think there's probably other people involved. I think it's a lot bigger than what we're hearing from the FBI, but I don't think Erica Kirk was involved. I just haven't seen the evidence of it. But yeah, I think the Erica Kirk thing, I think it's just, at a point it's sad. It's like Drewski made that skit about her. That's gotta do something mentally. You know, you have Candace Owens trying to, like, do a lot of shit with her. Like, that's gotta be hurting her mentally. Her husband died. Like, just put yourself in the perspective of, like, think about if Candace is 100% wrong. Like, if Candace is wrong about Erica Kirk completely, not saying she's wrong about the other stuff, but wrong about Erica Kirk. If she's wrong about that and she's been doing all this, like, that's gotta have taken a toll on their entire family, but specifically her. And then for her to go through this. So I don't know. I'm giving her the benefit of the doubt with this because I've seen people go through traumatic things. And like I said, when they're in their worst moments, they just go to default settings. They're like, I want to go home. I want to be with my family. I don't want to be here. They're crying. They're bawling. They look like a child. They're acting like a child. Because like I said, they're reverting to default settings like women do. Like, women are just big children. I talk about this a lot. But we're going to watch that video soon. Eric Kirk that never existed until she was 18. That's not true, though. Like, that's not true. She was Erica Franci. Last week, we knew they were all Jews, and... No, who's all Jews? Like, again, I'm not pro Erica Kirk. I think she's kind of a bitch. I hate her demonic eyes. I do not like the coming out to pyrotechnics and the TP. Like, I don't like the direction she's taking TPUSA in. I don't like she's allowing them to still use Charlie Kirk's X account and podcast name and all that. But that doesn't mean I have to think she killed her husband. I've never subscribed to the idea that Erica Kirk killed her husband. I've always said that Candace was wrong about that part of it. I think there's a lot of gaps in Candace's theories. You know, like, she's listening to her own dreams. That should be the first sign. My theory on the whole thing is I bet there was a lot more people in that Discord that we don't know about. Probably a federal agent or somebody, you know, maybe something with Israel who convinced Tyler Robinson to do this and that he could get away with it. I think that's the likely scenario. I don't think the FBI is telling us the truth, and I don't think Candace Owens knows what she's talking about. Someone goes, she didn't do it, but she knew it was coming. I don't think she knew it was coming. No, I don't. I don't believe that. I just don't. There's no evidence of that. There's like zero evidence. Like there's theories from Candace, but there's zero actual evidence to show it. All right. That's that video. I said we are going to do this in 20 minutes or less. It's been 14 minutes and we've gone through 2 fucking short videos. Here's the video of Erica Kirk I was talking about. Here, you guys can listen. She goes, I just want to go home. And it's like, again, like this is just a girl who, like I said, she's going through it a lot. She just heard gunshots after, you know, her husband, less than a year after her husband got shot. I don't blame her. I don't blame her. And I think all the people giving her too much shit about this, like saying it's performative or she did it on purpose, it's like, again, we don't know. We don't know. And I'd rather be on the safe side of it, to be honest, right now. Here's the video of the security lapse. Like, just watch. So this guy right here, Secret Service agent. These 2 guys, police officers. I think there's a person there, not 100% sure. Little metal detector here. Little blockade here, nothing here. And then the event is through here. This is the lobby of the Hilton Hotel, just setting the scene. And you can see, he just comes running through. So, like, that's the metal detector. You can see. Just watch right here. You can see him run through. He takes his path. This guy will draw his gun. Watch how late the reactions are. Nobody's fucking paying attention. Let's look at this. He comes running. They duck, step back. This guy comes into action, These 2 guys fall back.
18, go for
Crazy. Like, it's just like, look, why is there's like 3 fucking cops over here, or Secret Service, whoever they are. Why aren't they grabbing this guy? Why is none of these guys, like, this guy right here, put your leg out and trip him. Like, look what he does. Goes back. He fires his weapon, then he draws his weapon right here, fires it as well. Yeah, crazy. Trump addressed the nation after. Here's what Trump said right after. Crazy.
And we looked at all of the conditions that took place.
Kash Patel, the alcoholic, is trying to hold it together in the background here, just wasted.
Tonight, and I will say, you know, it's not a particularly secure building.
Fuck. I was trying to highlight this.
We looked at all of the conditions that took place tonight, and I will say, you know, it's not a particularly secure building. And I didn't want to say this, but this is why we have to have all of the attributes of what we're planning at the White House. It's actually a larger room, and it's much more secure.
It's just crazy. Like, he's using it to pitch the ballroom. And it's just crazy because then, like, right after this, like, 20 MAGA affiliated accounts all tweeted out that we need the ballroom. And it's just like, was this a false flag to get the ballroom? Crazy. Why do you think that Secret Service has been so shit at their jobs? Probably they're not trained as hard. They probably have to alter the training standards because women are in there. Even if that's not the case, I don't know. I don't even have a good answer. I bet there's a lot of bureaucracy. I bet there's a lot of restrictions, like way more than there should be. Those guys should be given like somewhat of autonomy to be able to like protect the president at their discretion. And I guess I don't know the rules of engagement for Secret Service, but it's like they should be able to engage whoever the fuck they want at any point, almost unchecked. They should work like their own crazy agency. Yeah, someone goes, aren't they supposed to be some of the best? Yeah, like, I'm with you. I think they should be. I don't know. Realistically, like, the same guys who pull off SEAL Team 6 stunts should be the same guys doing Secret Service. Like, you should only let the best of the best be Secret Service. It shouldn't be like anybody could just be it, like they become a cop. And it's stricter than becoming a cop, obviously, but at the same time, it's like not everyone who goes to the Army or Marines is going to be a Ranger or a fucking SEAL Team member. And it's like, I want the guys who are that level. I want the Rangers. I want the SEALs. I want the retired guys like that, you know? They need to hire strip club bouncers. I'm talking the NFL lineman size. Yeah. Aren't they? Yeah, that wouldn't be the worst. I just had a voice crack. Ugh, that was gay. It's crazy. But then this is right above. Kash Patel's girlfriend was seen hiding and holding hands with another man in a room. That's so cucked. Here's the thing. It's like, if my girlfriend was, like, if me and my girlfriend got split up during a shoot, I don't have a girlfriend, but if I did, there was a shooting and we got split up and she went to another room, she's hiding, and a man is, like, trying to comfort her, holding her hand, I would break up with that bitch. I don't care. I could be with her for 20 years and she could be loyal. You hold that man's hand once, you're done. You're a whore. You're a whore. Sorry, honey. Sorry, honey. I didn't know this was a whorehouse. I didn't know this was a whorehouse. I didn't know we were allowing that type of shit. Okay, here's the video of this guy getting apprehended.
Silver foil, 4, got it.
Yeah, you can kind of see him on the floor. I'll zoom in on my screen.
Top of the stairs.
And this guy was a teacher.
Got it.
He was a teacher. And you can't really see much in that video. So this is him right here. He was a teacher at the month at one point. Cole Allen is his name. Cole Thomas Allen, identified as suspected shooter who wounded Secret Service agent at White House Correspondents' Dinner. Allen has been named as a suspect who opened fire at the White House Correspondents' Dinner, striking one Secret Service agent on duty. He is alive and has been taken into custody. And here's the video talking about them getting rushed off the stage. So here's... Why does it look like that? Oh, there we go. JD Vance, yeah, JD Vance kind of gets like, look how they dragging his ass. They're like, bitch, get the fuck over here. And then see, Trump on the other side. See, now they're getting Trump. He throws his body on Melania. Picks her up. I'm just saying, like, that's a... I'll shit on Trump all I want. I shit on him a lot. He's a cunt. He's a loser. He's an asshole. Throwing your body on your wife's body when there's an active shooter is an act of courage, and I'm never gonna ignore that.
There's the president being escorted. The president being escorted out one side. The vice president being escorted.
Look at how they drag JD. He's like, all right, I'll come. Fine. Okay, here's the video I was talking about. Wait, here's Dana White. This is crazy. This is what I was talking about. Like, everybody's freaking out. Erica Kirk is hysterically crying. JD Vance is like, all right, I'll get off the stage. Melania is on the fucking floor. You saw the videos of everybody. Dana White was in that same crowd. This is Dana White.
It started getting noisy. Tables getting flipped over, guys running in with guns, and they were screaming, get down. I didn't get down. It was fucking awesome. I literally took every minute of it in, and it was a pretty crazy, unique experience.
So you were on the aisle. What exactly did you see?
We were sitting right in front of the table.
Okay.
Right in front of where the president
was. Yes. And what exactly happened? So someone got tackled, or like what?
Nobody got tackled, but guys came in looking for shooters. And they came toward our table. I thought the shooter was over by us or something. But yeah.
So you didn't see
I literally took every minute of it in. Screaming, get down. I didn't get down. It was fucking awesome. I literally took every minute of it in, and
Dana White's just like, yeah, I'm about that. Yeah, it was fucking awesome, actually. It was fucking awesome. Okay, and then here's his manifesto. I don't know if I could, like, necessarily read all this out loud without the AI moderation just flagging my account, but maybe. He goes, hello, everybody. So I may have given a lot of people a surprise today. Let me start off by apologizing to everyone whose trust I abused. I apologize to my parents for saying I had an interview without specifying it was for Most Wanted. I apologize to my colleagues and students for saying I had a person. Imagine if this was your teacher. Imagine, like, your teacher's like, you get to school on Monday, they're like, hey, sorry, your teacher's not here. He actually tried to kill the president. It's like, what? I apologize to my colleagues and students saying I had a personal emergency. By the time anyone reads this, I probably most certainly do need to go to the ER, but can hardly call the not a self-inflicted status. I apologize to all the people I traveled next to, all the workers who handled my luggage, and all the other non-targeted people at the hotel who I put in danger simply by being near. What a nice guy. No, I'm kidding. I apologize to everyone who was abused and or murdered before this, to all those who suffered before I was able to attempt this, to all those who may still suffer after, regardless of my success or failure. I don't expect forgiveness, but if I could have seen any other way to get this close, I would have taken it. Again, my sincere apologies. On to why I did any of this. I am a citizen of the U.S. What my representatives do reflects on me, and I am no longer willing to permit a pedophile, rapist, and a traitor to coat my hands with his crimes. Well, to be completely honest, I'm no longer willing a long time ago, but this is my first real opportunity I've had to do something about it. Second page. While I'm discussing this, I'll also go over my expected rules of engagement, probably in a terrible format, but I'm not military, so too bad. Administration officials, not including Mr. Patel, they are not including Cash. Okay. See, here's the thing. I'm not going to argue that Cash should be on. No one should be on the list. But if anyone's going to, okay, I can't make that joke. That's probably an illegal joke. But I think you guys know what joke I was going to make. But it's like, why is Cash off though? Like, I don't get it. Of all people, he's like, Cash Patel, this guy's great. It's like, what? You're bitching about pedophiles and rape, and like Cash Patel's the guy you're cool with? The guy who said that Epstein did hang himself? That's crazy. He didn't want to be racist, someone said. That's so funny. It's just crazy. They are targets prioritized from highest ranking to lowest. Yeah, that's a fucked up thing. Secret Service, they are like, again, to the AI mods, this isn't my words. This is this guy's manifesto. They're targets only if necessary and to be incapacitated non-lethally if possible. aka I hope they're wearing body armor because center mass with shotgun messes. That's crazy. See, I have to like paraphrase some of the stuff I'm reading because I know the AI mod's not going to know that I'm quoting somebody else. Hotel security, not target. Capitol Police, same as hotel security. National Guard, hotel security. So all these people, not targets, he's saying. In order to minimize casualties, holy shit. Like, I shouldn't even be saying that statement. Like, that's crazy. I'm going to get my channel deleted over nothing. I'll be able to use... He's going to be using buckshot rather than slugs, he said. I would still go through most... Everyone here to get to targets, he's saying, if it were absolutely necessary on the basis that most people chose to attend a speech by a pedophile, rapist, and a traitor and are thus complicit. But I really hope it doesn't come to that. So basically this guy said, like, by hell or high water, I want to get my targets. And wait, here's the... I should have shown this before I read all that. This is the video of Dana, like, actually standing up during the whole thing. He's just like... Dude, what a beast. Dana is 100% that guy. He's just he's just about that life. He's like, yeah, I don't give a flying fuck. He's like, I'm ready for this. Here, wait, let's see what they say to him.
What are we doing?
Yeah, crazy. So this guy was also on ABC years ago too. He was on ABC with Usha Vance, which is pretty crazy. So a guy walked in with a shotgun and nobody noticed. I didn't see a shotgun though. That's the thing. Like unless it was like a tiny little sawed-off or something. I don't know. I didn't see one. It looked like he had a handgun.
College student Cole Allen developed a prototype for a wheelchair emergency brake.
The wheelchair brakes tend to lock the wheels, but don't actually lock the chair to the ground. The idea with this is to prevent it from moving at all.
Recent Aging into the Future conference held by St.
So he was basically on ABC for like a wheelchair thing. That's Bob Menery. Yeah, this is the joke that Jimmy Kimmel made.
Our First Lady Melania is here. Look at Melania, so beautiful. Mrs. Trump, you have a glow like an expectant widow.
It's a crazy joke to make. Like, again, like really bad timing because then, you know, it happened. Someone goes, weird, he's connected. He's not connected to Usha. They just happen to be in a similar news segment. Like, it's such a loose connection. I wouldn't say they're connected, but it is weird though. I do agree. But yeah, bad timing with the joke. Obviously, you didn't know this was gonna fucking happen. But either way, people shouldn't be joking about like presidents dying. That's just fucked up. Here's like this is an AI enhanced version of the video, so it's not 100% accurate, but it's a pretty good depiction.
Shall I post it?
Wait.
Shall I post it sooner?
Yeah. Let's see. What else did I have? Did I have anything else with it, or was that it? That's a funny video. We could watch this. Fun facts with Goyam. Such a funny video. Now everybody's also calling for Jimmy Kimmel to be taken off the air. And then like shit like this is disgusting too. Like especially like Brian and Ed Krasenstein are like basically pedophiles. Just so fucking gross. Okay, that's all the stuff I had with that. Took a little longer than I thought to get through it. Maybe we watch this little funny video and then we go to the comments. Where was that video? Fun facts with Goyam. This is a funny video. Okay, we're gonna watch this and then we're gonna go on to our comments. But yeah, that's kind of what happened. This guy wanted to get Trump because he thinks Trump's a pedophile and a traitor and a rapist and all these things, and it's like, okay. Like, you know, of all the reasons, those are the worst. Those are the worst reasons. But okay, not that there's any good reasons. Again, it should never, nobody should ever lay their fingers on a U.S. president. It's awful. Ugh. Okay, someone goes, timestamp in the video was a day in the future. Yeah, I mean, that was AI enhanced thing, so it was probably...
What race owns 75% of NBA teams?
African American?
Nope. What race is 70% of Trump's cabinet?
Probably white or something.
Nope. What race started at LGBTQ?
Probably white.
Nope. Guess what race prints all the money we use?
White people.
Nope. What race owns
It's just so
75%?
funny. I don't know, I thought it was a good video. Okay, but that's been the show. Let's go over to our comment section. It's been a little longer on the show than I thought I would. Alright, here we go. Here we go. Why is it not? Okay, here we go. Yeah, sorry about that. I'm retarded.
Do you genuinely think migrant labor is 100% replaceable? Mexicans work harder than anyone in your bloodline. Face with tears of joy. I'm white.
No, they don't. Some do, but no, they don't. Do I think we? Yeah, I think we can. I think machines alone probably will over time. But yeah, I think we can.
I'm very sick of hear Littered shame me for being white. I finally found something I can watch that doesn't take shits on me for being white.
Yeah, why would I shit on somebody for a good thing? All the people who shit on people for being white, those are the real racists.
Not Dana saying the shooting was awesome and took in every minute of it.
I know, Dana's just, what a beast. So funny.
I'm trying to get into government. Once I get my nursing degree and move to a northern state, I should be making 100K plus a year. Got any ideas for a real business to use with extra money on hand so I can take that and get into politics?
I should be making 100K plus a year. A business you could start with 100K a year. Well, the thing is, like, the key to the best businesses are started with little to no capital. Unless you're trying to build $1 billion business, the best, like, small businesses, you start with no money. It's more something you start as a hobby and then you realize you can make money out of it and then you turn it into a business. Like, most people who start a business didn't intend to start a business. They just, like, had a hobby that people were interested in and they were like, yeah, okay, I can monetize this, and then they scale it from there. Like, that's what happened to me with my business. I was just in college. Let's see, 100,000 a year, minimal cost you want to put in. I don't know what area you're in, which makes it a little harder. Because, like, if you're down in, like, Florida, it's a lot different than if you're in, like, New York, or if you're in the Midwest, or California, or Texas. Trying to think of things that are just, like, really recession-proof, and... I don't know. maybe like I don't know, because I'm trying to just think, and like everything I can think of is just Florida businesses. But if you're not in Florida or somewhere, just like it, it's none of these things would even work. But I have a lot of good Florida business ideas. But let me know what state you're in at the very and move to a northern state. Okay, northern. Okay, sorry, I'm just retarded. Northern state. I mean, like, there's always like little manual labor things you could do up north. There's always like power washing driveways in the summer and shoveling driveways in the winter. Just getting like a little thing on the front of your car, plowing people's driveways, and shoveling them and power wash. Like, that's just little like, stuff you could do. If you want something where like you can make it work for you, start a cleaning business, Like, realistically, find some like Mexican single moms, find like 3 or 4 of them, rent them out 2 at a time. Charge like $250 to $350 for a deep clean, $150 for like a normal clean. Send them out 2 bitches at a time. You buy all the materials, but realistically, you just like make the cleaners yourself. It's very cheap to do. Fairly profitable. You wouldn't have to do much of the work besides the scheduling, and like over time, if it's successful, you could just get a scheduler and take less of a profit yourself. But that's something where it's like, just find 4 fucking Mexican bitches and just have them go clean houses for you. Start a cleaning company. Realistically, you just need to run like Facebook ads and Google ads, maybe. Get a Google My Business profile, have like 20 of your family members and friends just leave 5-star reviews, get you a little SEO boost. Probably the best way. Yeah, that's probably good. That's a good one. Cleaning business is good. Doesn't go out of business, really. Okay. That's good you're trying to get into government. Stay away from the lobbyists.
I think our patience is running dangerously low. As a Catholic men, we are tolerant and sympathetic until the drop that spills the bucket. Crazy times are coming. Pray for discernment.
Yeah.
Hail the Roman Empire.
This is the Roman Empire.
The constant defending of criminals in this country is so disgusting. Retards like that mom are why our women and children are under constant threat of super predators.
Yeah.
FR bro. PPL need to stop defending Trump, Clinton, and Biden and send their ass to prison.
Dude, you're just like a classic 15-year-old. It's like, send them all to prison. It's like, guess what? That's never gonna fucking happen. When Trump said I could shoot somebody on 5th Avenue and my poll numbers would go up, he was not lying. Trump could rape somebody in front of everybody on national TV, and I promise you he won't go to fucking jail. These people aren't going to jail. That's what, like, this is... It's one of the benefits to being in politics.
Laura Loomer is definitely not satanic. No way, dude. Not even in 6 gorillion years. Who would possibly say she is satanic? No idea who would ever say such a thing. If someone does say that, we should definitely shut it down. Oy vey.
W Rogue.
Ben, America's not a good ally to Israel. Me. Good.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, it's not even true. Like, we're way too good of an ally to them. It's all fucking insane. It's insane what we give them.
If you truly believe that all blacks and sub-Saharans should be expelled from the nation, then as a Southern Italian you should know that it's almost garnered you hold some form of North African or Arab ancestry. Seeing as you claimed in your Omegle video that those of any ethnic percentile should be expelled, then why not live by those standards and prove your ancestry via a DNA test?
Well, first of all, I never said that every person with a percentage of something other than Europe should be expelled from America. Never said that. I said we shouldn't allow in more legal and illegal immigrants. And I said we should be deporting a lot of these, like, Somalians and Ugandans, Middle Eastern people, a lot of sub-Saharans. But I never said all sub-Saharans should get out. There are black people who've been here for hundreds of years, and we can't. That'd be pretty crazy if we decided, like, again, do I think we should have sent them back after slavery? Yeah, probably would have been the best thing for everybody, but we didn't. So they're here now. You know, that is the sad reality. But you're kind of just twisting my words, but, you know, you're kind of a retard, so who cares? Christian asked, did you watch the video I sent you? No, I didn't see it. Where did you send me a video? Did you DM me? I haven't been checking my DMs. I'll check my DMs. After the Jubilee thing, I just stopped checking them. Like, I got like 40,000 DMs, like, kill yourself, and I was like, okay. Like, I was like, I can only laugh at so many of these. I'm not going to go read them all.
We shall transform from being the United States of Israel to the United States of Rome. Why do you think that's a good thing?
Well, again, we don't have to call it the United States of Rome, but it's a good thing because we'll actually act like the Roman Empire.
'Cause the Catholic Church is the one true church.
It is the one true church. Okay, like, these guys got in an argument about Catholicism. I don't feel like... Alright, Rogue and Yamdalis, love you both, but I'm not engaging in a theological debate, right? I'm just... As you can tell, I'm tired. I'm not engaging in that right now, but you know my opinion. Catholic is the way to go.
What part of India is your aunt from? Is she South Indian?
You act like who fucking cares, dude? I don't know. She's not, like, from India. Her mom is, I think. And, like, dude, I don't fucking know.
Fortnite current map is not that bad. You just need to go to the Jew cabins and from there you can mog.
I just can't stand the guns. Like, it's... I can get over the map. I can't get over the change in the guns and, like... Yeah, you know, you pick up one and it's got a red dot, and then the other one doesn't, and then this has the... It's like, fuck off. Just give me a fucking SCAR, a pump, attack, and an SMG. Like, is it so fucking hard to just, like, stick to the original? Like, if it's not broken, why fix it? If it's not broken, why fucking fix it? Like, it's just crazy.
Fortnite current map is dogshit, and on top of it, most of the PPL who are playing it are in the age range of 5-12. Testing sarcasm on definitely mo satanic algorithms programmed by definitely not satanic totally for serial chosen gang. Do you actually think the Pope is more conservative on immigration than Trump? I mean, Leo was close friends with Francis. I don't mean this to disrespect him or anything, but like in the last few episodes you've been acting like if the Pope is more conservative on immigration than Trump. Leo literally defended Islam recently. Personally, I kind of like this Pope, but you tend to exaggerate things about Trump a lot.
No, they're probably equal. Like, to be honest, like, Pope Leo's not like... I think the Pope is more empathetic, but that's also just part of his job and who he is and his role in society, to have more empathy and compassion. But the Pope supports borders. The Pope supports, like, the southern border being shut down. The Pope supports... The one thing the Pope wouldn't support is not taking in refugees. That's the one thing. Like, the Pope would be okay if we said no legal immigration outside of refugees. He would be fine with that. He completely supports that. And again, saying, like, the Pope defended Islam, it's like, okay, like, well, Islam at least views Jesus as a prophet, while Jews view him as a rebel. So, I mean, again, I'm not pro-Islam, I'm not pro-Muslim by any chance, but, again, like, his job is to spread peace and unity. His job is not to be like, fuck Islam, fuck Judaism, you know, Iran needs a new, like, it's not his fucking job, and they're mischaracterizing, you know, like, they mischaracterize the Pope with everything he fucking says. He never said they need a nuke. It's just a retarded statement by Trump.
Border crossing are extremely low right now.
Yeah, that's a good thing. I know.
It's an argument for sure to stop all immigration, but what difference will one person make?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Christian, as long as you keep commenting, we know there's at least one unsolved border crossing.
That was crazy. That's so funny.
I was born in this country. My stepfather served his country for 20 years. I've lived in all corners in this country.
I mean, okay, well, like, thank your stepdad for serving, but, like, to be fair, your stepdad serving is not the same as your blood serving. But it's okay. I'll give you a pass. I'll give you a pass. Okay, that's the last comment. Thank you, shout out JT, shout out EHC for the gifted subs during the kick stream. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys for being fans of the show. Thank you to all our commenters and all the people who watched today. Please remember to like, smash the follow button, leave a comment. We read all the comments at the end of each show. Rate the show 5 stars on Spotify. Follow me on X, Instagram, YouTube, Twitch, Kick, Rumble. Excuse me. Join my Telegram channel by scanning that code and check out our website, autv.shop. autv.shop. For all your America Unfiltered goods. But with that, we're going to sign off today. Hope you guys do have a blessed day, a blessed night. Thank you guys, and I'll see you guys tomorrow on Tuesday. Hope you guys do have a great day. The America you once knew is dead. Forget everything you thought you knew. You have been lied to. Used. Turned into a machine whose only use is repeating political talking points that do not serve you. Voting for politicians that don't care about you, and promoting division in a nation that needs unity. America is an empire, and like all other empires, it rose and inevitably will fall. Most people assume America will last forever, but there is no evidence to support that thought. There is evidence to show that the chance of us surviving is a lot slimmer than the chance of us existing for another 250 years. Your mind is broken. Andrew Tate famously said when asked about the easiest way to accomplish physical goals. He said this to convey the truth that anything that is valuable is difficult to achieve, but worth it. The mind of America is broken. The older generations have turned selfish, the younger generations feel contempt, the middle generations are lost, and the middle class has disappeared. $100,000 a year was once a respectable salary, a goal for most. Now it is not enough to qualify for a mortgage. Boomers have made home prices so unaffordable that Gen Z has stopped even thinking about it as an obtainable goal. Blackstone and other private equity companies have been investing in the single-family home market for years now, and we are starting to see the impacts of this in our country. Rents and mortgages have skyrocketed, which has halted home sales. The actions of the boomers and the private equity companies has left an entire generation behind. Older generations don't understand our generation at all. They think we don't work and don't study like them because we are lazy, when in reality our school systems are harder and less rewarding than ever before, and working accomplishes nothing more than survival for most. My grandfather bought his first house for the equivalent of 10 chickens. He worked barely minimum wage and was able to provide for himself, my grandmother, and 3 children. Over time, he made more and became more successful, but his path to success would be impossible in today's day and age. If you worked minimum wage today for 40 hours a week, that would be $290 a week before tax, $1,160 a month, or a little less than $14,000 a year. If that was your salary today, you would be homeless and relying on government benefits to survive. If you save 20% of each paycheck to save for a home, it would take you over 10 years to save up for a down payment, and you wouldn't even get accepted for a mortgage. The idea of owning a home and raising a family in it is the real American dream, and it is dead. Your average high schooler will be told 1,000 times before graduation that if they do not get into a good college and get good grades, that their life will be impossible. We send our youth to universities across America, and the kids who choose to not go seem to be far ahead of the students in life. There are about 5 college majors that are worth it and have a solid return on your investment. And when you look at the most popular college majors, they are some of the least profitable majors with little to no job opportunities. Another stat is that over 50% of people end up getting a job in a field they didn't even study for. So people are taking out student loans with incredibly high interest rates to end up not even using their degrees. 90% of the degrees are essentially worthless, and with the looming threat of AI, robotics, and labor shortages, the other 10% could be on the chopping block soon. This is our reality. We are a generation completely left behind, stripped of our futures before they even start, forced to work to survive but never thrive. The boomer mind cannot comprehend why our minds are the way they are. They can't understand why we feel contempt. They grew up in a world where you meet someone in your town, married them, bought a home, and started a family. For us, we try and meet girls on dating apps and social media, but unless you're 6'5" or crypto rich, you're probably not dating much because social media and access to dating worldwide has ruined it for everybody. Your average man stands little to no chance. How does an average office worker who goes to his local bar on the weekends compete with Saudi oil kings and offers to fly girls out to yachts every month in Miami? He doesn't stand a chance, and even if he does find a woman, most men I know have completely given up on the idea of finding a wife because dating has just become a humiliation ritual for them. Women want men to act like men but refuse to act like women. They expect a man to lead but are unwilling to follow. We live in the most sexualized generation to ever live. Kids are first seeing pornography at about 10 years old and having sex by 14. Women are taught that modesty is prison and sexual promiscuity is freedom. The feminist movement created figures like Bonnie Blue and started the rise in OnlyFans. And a woman will try and gaslight a man into thinking her posting her bare ass cheeks on Instagram is normal. This has made dating a humiliation ritual. Women once respected themselves, but now they choose to keep their private parts in public. Women now sexualize themselves for money and complain about how sexualized they are. Women are a massive part of the problem. The female mind was not meant to lead. Females are trying to girl boss their way through life instead of finding a man to lead, protect, and provide. This has led to the collapse of marriage and birth rates. Men don't want to settle. Being a woman is easy. You have value just for existing. Even a fat woman will get attention from black guys. Most men don't have that. You need to earn your value as a man through work and determination. And no man of value wants to settle for some girl boss who has had sex with over a dozen guys she doesn't even know. For men, you work and save with the idea of having what your ancestors had before you, only to realize that it is not an obtainable goal anymore. You won't find a woman like your grandma because they don't exist anymore. Your grandma was taught recipes and modesty by her mother. Your girlfriend was taught how to cheat and not get caught by call her daddy. The generational divide is incomprehensible for older generations. They assume things are more or less similar to how they experience it and don't care to learn about the challenges our generation has faced. If you are a 26-year-old like me, you have been alive for 9/11, the housing crash, the Patriot Act, COVID, war on terror, rise in social media, AI, processed foods, rise in microplastic use, school shootings multiple times a year, and cancel culture. This is a difficult stretch of time to grow up in and still have faith in the country. My generation has been put under a microscope. Every action you take is recorded forever. Our devices track us, the companies sell the data, and our private lives have become all too public. Little about your mind is organic like previous generations. Our mind are altered by subliminal messaging, pushed propaganda one TikTok at a time. The reason you think the way you do is the outcome of thousands of hours of social conditioning from social media algorithms designed to turn you into a slave to the system. Vote Democrat, vote Republican, no kings, abortion is healthcare. This is the mind of a slave, the mind of someone without the ability to create thoughts for themselves. When you lose the ability to think for yourself, that is the start of your own demise. Free your mind, create the realities they talk about, don't live in theirs. Don't be a slave to the system, hack it, manipulate it in your favor. We can't snap our fingers and change the world we live in, but we can take control of it, dismantle it, and create a system that fights for us, not for them. Be proud to be white. The American education system is a joke. It's no longer education, it is indoctrination. We send our kids to schools to become mindless zombies, compliant in a system that doesn't even like them. You are taught about the Holocaust and slavery, followed by the KKK and Jim Crow, and everything is taught in a way to deter you from being proud of who you are, to stop you from understanding your ancestors, to halt a true educational journey to persuade you to pursue an interest in a narrative that inevitably leads to your own demise. We grew up in an era of Black Lives Matter and reparations. White lives have been treated like villains in the society that we built, told their voices are less than, silenced, mocked, and shamed. But this is exactly what the school system set up from the start. They taught you that if you are white and proud, you will inevitably become a Nazi or a Klansman. They taught you that every culture is beautiful and has things to offer, but when they talk about white culture, it is colonialism, rape, and school shootings. If you are white, your application is put on the bottom for jobs and for colleges. You automatically have white privilege no matter your real circumstances. Want to know the best part of it all? White women have been some of the biggest voices behind attempting to silence white men and promoting multiculturalism. Instead of white women being proud of their heritage, they mock it. They feel ashamed. The female mind is an emotional labyrinth. It's a maze no one has figured out how to navigate, but the volatility of emotions has led to depression, self-hate, and cultural self-rejection. We live in a period of time with the most oppressed group of women to ever exist. Over 50% of women under 30 are on some form of antidepressant medication, altering their minds and critical thinking skills, dulling their emotions, turning them into mindless bastards. What's the best way to convince an entire race that they should not be proud of who they are and they should celebrate the idea of their own race going extinct? Get everyone jacked up on antidepressants and take away their ability to think for themselves. This is exactly what has happened to us. We've been enslaved. White women vote for the policies that expedite white replacement in America and refuse to procreate with anyone that can't convince to join their cause. The pussy-deprived men will join the woman's fight in creating their own destruction. It's like the creation of artificial intelligence. We as humans created something that will destroy us all inevitably. White women have created and promoted a cause that supports their own demise, and they do it all under the disguise of inclusivity, positivity, and emotions. Kanye West had his entire life ruined over statements he made using his First Amendment rights. He became critical of Jewish supremacists and the Black Lives Matter movement. One famous picture everyone has seen is the picture of Candace Owens and Kanye West wearing White Lives Matter shirts. The statement caused chaos, confusion, and retribution within the media. Famous radio hosts like Charlemagne at The Breakfast Club said in a radio segment, "A statement like White Lives Matter should never be tolerated, and any statement about which lives matter that doesn't include black people is a direct act of prejudice and racism." He condemned Kanye West and Candace Owens. Following this, multiple other media outlets targeted these individuals, and it got to the point where both were receiving death threats and hate mail daily. Two black people caused an international incident because they both wore a shirt that said White Lives Matter. If a white man wears a Black Lives Matter shirt, they are considered a hero to half the population, a brave warrior in a long fight against the racist, oppressive white man. But when a black man and woman wear a White Lives Matter shirt with the intention of spreading unity, they are vilified, demonetized, and cast aside in society. Growing up as a white man, you were taught that all of America's culture has been stolen, and white people never had a culture. White culture is colonialism, slavery, and racism. I was once told by a teacher of mine, instead of talking about the true white culture that exists in every corner of the earth you look. When was the last time you looked at art? Not garbage modern art like paint splattering on a canvas, but true art. The Sistine Chapel, Dali, the Mona Lisa, A Starry Night. That is white culture. That is white excellence. Every time you see a play or a beautiful story in a movie, that was inspired by Shakespeare. That is white culture. Elvis, the Beatles, Van Gogh, Da Vinci, Shakespeare, Beethoven, Isaac Newton, the list goes on. This is the blood that courses through your veins. This is the scale to which you can achieve but are told you shouldn't. White culture accepts nothing less than excellence. White culture is the driving force in world history. We build nations, conquered worlds, and influence and determine the course of world history. The ideas of the past that so easily propagandized our ancestors failed to resonate with us. The young Gen Z white men don't think about the Holocaust or slavery or KKK. We don't care about Jim Crow and women's suffrage. Our politicians lie. Affordability is terrible. 50-year mortgages, 15-year car loans. Women act like trash, and they want us to focus on the actions of the white man from 80 years ago. That may have worked for the generations before us who grew up with things to look forward to and could buy houses for pennies, but when you strip an entire generation of any hope of a future like their ancestors had, you also radicalize the generations to push back on the rhetoric and policies that got us to this negative spot in the first place. We have realized that feeling guilty for being born white is a tool taught by leftists and self-hating whites to support a culture of white replacement, to support inclusivity to the point of no national identity. Before Hart Seller, you had to be a good, moral, high IQ white person to immigrate to America. In 2026, you get a priority if you are a brown or black leftist who hates American ideals. America is an empire in decline, funding and promoting its own dissolution. The history of white America is beautiful. Men bravely fought kings for freedom. We conquered lands and built an empire. We tamed horses and wolves and pursued greatness. White America created the Constitution, the literal foundation of this beautiful country. But in history classes, the white man is depicted as nothing more than a bloodthirsty tyrant looking to enslave and belittle everyone they deem below them. In their failure to educate, they have created a culture of white hate that has people questioning their own identity and roles in society. Instead of teaching the history of white Americans fighting through blood, sweat, and tears to end slavery, they teach young students that America and racism are synonymous.